Go. Hello,
Hi.
hello, hello, everyone. It's Kim from K&RP here. Miriam's with me today. We've got some others coming to join us. It is currently 11 degrees Celsius here, which means it's 51 degrees Fahrenheit. It's cloudy, it's drizzly, it's not a nice day out here. Um, but that's okay. I'm down here playing with you guys. Miriam is here,
Yes,
and we're going to be playing with ink today. Ink.
yes, ink.
So when you guys think of ink, what do you think of? Do you think of like ballpoint pens, markers? Do you even consider your markers as ink? I don't know. Miriam, what do you think? Do you consider
Well,
markers
in
as
the
ink?
past, in the past, ink for me was this
I know
ink
it is.
pen and Indian ink. That was for me the ink, if you were asking me.
Yeah.
With time, I know that are other things that are ink, like the liners are ink pens. Here we have alcohol inks, or we have acrylic inks, and we have alcohol makers that are ink also, or we have regular makers that, if you see here, one of them was written, let's see if we want the last one, of course, water-based ink. So it's ink. And I have ink, stamp pad ink. It's to put on these pads that I have here, pads with ink. And what else? Well, we have these markers that are ink pens, not markers. And what I am not sure, it's about these acrylic markers.
Okay, so then it's more like a paint pen, right?
I think that it's an ink marker, but I'm not sure, so I don't want to tell. These, the gel ones, are inks, and these ones that use this kind of cartridge with ink. So the fountain pen could go too. So we
Awesome.
have a lot of things. Oh, also, this is ink, ballpoint
Yeah.
pen.
Awesome.
It's ink.
All right. So I am going to add, I have block printing ink, which
Yes,
is
of course.
specifically for making prints, that kind of thing. You can use it for silk screening. The problem with block printing ink is it's a water base. It has to be your final layer because when you put other things on top, it is going to reactivate and it could get smudgy.
Mm. If it's dry too,
Pardon?
if it's dry too.
Yeah, no, even when it's dry, it can reactivate. I've
Oh,
been
because
told.
I think that the ones I have are all based. Let's see, engraving color,
Mine are water based,
Maris.
but I've had these since the early 80s, Miriam. Maybe they have
It's
evolved.
everything in Japanese or Chinese. Made in China. It's everything in Chinese.
Oh
I
no,
cannot see.
this is
Ah,
made in England. It's a non-toxic block printing ink, water based. It's made by Art Print School Art, and I can't. It's really fine printing down here.
now I don't know. I need to ask Maxi to put the Google Translate here
You know
and
what?
try to have the explanation.
I am going to put some on a piece of paper.
Okay.
Grab a piece of paper, just a regular piece of lined paper. Oh, and we're going to put it down. And then we're going to see if it smears. You know what? Let's just do this. We'll do that
Nothing.
and we'll see if it smears once it's dry. Because if it smears once it's dry, that's kind of sad. But anyway, that's the stuff that you use for like linoleum, lino prints and that kind of thing. Oh, Dana just sent me a picture. Sorry.
It had to be oil based because it's a marine engraving color. It sells in the oil paint store.
Okay.
Let's see, acrylic medium, acrylic paint, color it up. I wanted to see, I am in oil paint.
Okay. So I make my own alcohol inks. When my printer, I had an old printer, and you get the ink cartridges. When they ran out of ink, I would put them in jars with rubbing alcohol, and I would make my own alcohol inks. And
Oh,
of course, I use muck water as an ink. When people use inks for edging their papers, let me just grab a.
mhm.
People will use the Tim Holtz ink or Ranger inks for edging their papers. I use my muck water. I use my muck water for edging. I use my muck water for spattering, and I have used my muck water.
What have this water?
This is where you clean off your paintbrushes, Miriam.
Yes.
What I do is I
Acrylic, or you use it for anything?
it's acrylic, so
Okay.
I edge my pages with it the way you would
Oh,
like a Ranger ink.
yes, yes.
Oh, Becca's here. Let's bring Becca on screen too. Welcome, Becca. So anyway, I will.
Hi, Becca.
Good morning.
Hello, everybody. I'm here.
I edge my pages with it, but I also will use my dip pen, right? My scratch
Ah,
pen for drawing, and you can draw with it as well. And it's nice and pale, but you could use that instead of ink if you
perfect.
can't afford inks, but you want to try them out. You can always use your muck water.
I have here my Becca colors
Okay.
I received from her.
But you can see how it edges nice, and this is using the pen to draw with.
Wow.
So I save my muck water and I will let it evaporate a little bit, but I will use it.
I have muck water.
I
Not
love
on
my muck
purpose, but
water.
I have it.
I don't have.
And the thing is you can get it in all different colors depending on what you're painting and cleaning your brush, right?
And it's so cheap.
It's
So-
very cheap.
What I have is this container that was from a country. I can put here a little bit of ink and water, and then
Yeah.
I will have mud water.
Well, but this is just from when I'm cleaning brushes, right? Becca, I'm going to make you bake, and let's see what kind of inks you're going to play with today.
Oh, I don't know. Okay.
Surprise!
I just got here. Here we go. This is what I'm going to play with today.
Ooh.
Oh, no, those aren't my inks. Never mind. Take one. I fibbed. Where's my inks? Oh, here we go. Sorry about that. Here's what we're going to play. I'm going to play with today. I have all my, well, some of those that you've seen were spray inks, but that's not what I don't think I'm going to work with today. I'm going to be working on, I'm going to do some paper. I'm going to do some make some white paper with some stencil. This is a homemade stencil by Dana, which I hope shows up. And I'm gonna do some paper stuff.
Nice. Awesome. That's a lovely stencil.
Yeah, she did. She sent me. Well, I was going to show you this whole package, but she sent me all. She uses her I don't know, scan and cut or whatever. I don't know which machine she has, and she uses. These are cheap folders that she gets like at going back to school time.
Yeah.
Oh, I use
Yeah,
folders
the
for that.
plastic ones, right?
Yeah, so that they last, and that it lasts so much better than any other type of material. They
Yes.
don't rip at all, or they
And the
just
nice thing, like Becca, do you use them to trace in, like, if you've
I
got
use them for everything.
like if you've got your stencil, and do you draw like inside them, right? They work good for that.
Yeah,
I have a problem with that. I don't have stencils.
you have stencils. Yeah, you can do
My
any. I mean,
problem
they're
is
just
to decide which
son of a
one.
gun. Why does everything keep falling?
I know. I just had to craft a lunch too.
I mean, what the heck? Shouldn't I've stacked way higher than this? I don't know what's going on, but yeah, it's just like a regular stencils, but not, just like if you were to buy a Tim Holtz that's made out of plastic, you can do anything with it. It's plastic, so this is one that I haven't used very much. I think I have my other one. Here's one that nope, that's one of hers. I think one of hers is going to be on the floor that I've used a lot, but they're kind of new too. She just sent them to me, but yeah, look, here's a blue look, this is the folder part.
Okay.
She cut that, but yeah, I mean, they're plastic, so they're gonna, you can. It's not like paper or Yupo paper that will. I just have a thing about Yupo paper because I bought expensive stencils. I can't remember what her name was that I bought them from, and I used it one time and went to pull it off my jelly plate and it ripped. And I was like, this is crazy. I'll never do it again. So, because it was, you get something like this and they rip, but with plastic, you're not going to rip that plastic,
Yeah, right.
So that's it. And that's just my personal opinion. And what I personally like. Everybody is different. I, that's my opinion. So that I just don't want to hurt anybody's opinion or hurt anybody's feelings on that. But I just, that's what I went through. And it was just like, I think it was like a $12 stencil. And I was like, no, what was her name? She's like a big, not Martha Stewart. One of those big ones. I don't think she's very popular or anything now. I bought it through like a secondhand place, like online a sale.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the heck it was, but she does.
But that makes sense because that is a fine stencil, right? The lines are nice and thin.
Yeah,
so that, so I know I've done with my fine stencils, and I do mine on cardstock, and I have problems with them sticking and ripping. So I understand.
Yeah. So what it's kind of that's how I feel about it. But I don't know. But anyways, I'm really happy with Dana's stencils when she cuts these out for me. And
I will tell you a secret about stencils.
Okay,
tell me.
I have stencils in plastic or in Yupo. It's the best. But I have stencils that I don't intend to do a stencil like this one, for instance. It was more to have these forms.
Oh, so, the cutouts.
Yes, the cutouts. So this is cardstock and not the best one. So you can use it if you can make your own automatically, like with a machine, use it and then you do another one.
Yeah. But if not, sometimes just one time, you only need it for that one time too. Maybe you only use it.
Correct. Yes, that's correct. But the other thing, if you have one, this is not, but let's say that this is cardstock, you put your gel plate and you put, instead of acrylic, you put gel medium. And you do like that. And the other way. Then you grab the gel medium, but you don't brush it. You grab it from the gel plate like this. And you let it dry. And this one you can use
last. You're like putting a coating on it.
On that you will build the paint.
Nice.
So the layer is so it's not sticks and then rip.
Yeah,
It's not
good.
an
That's a good.
eternal
That's a
one.
nice point.
Yeah,
Thank you.
sorry.
Yeah. Well, I think someone said also you could, if you wanted to, you can even take your, if you only do yours, but your stencils using like paper, you can use a gloss. Like you can just go ahead and like put a
Yes,
varnish.
varnish.
Yeah,
Varnish,
and that will
yes.
make it
It's
last.
what the medium does. You
Yeah,
can use varnish too. Yes.
very smart.
Oh,
Yeah.
and you can have the varnish that is spray that you do outside.
Yes.
You
Oh,
can do that one.
our beautiful,
And we need to try
Elisa,
this pizza
Elisa,
too.
oh, she passed away. My brain just died.
Yeah, you can use fixative. I think.
Yeah.
We need to try anything that impermeabilizes the paper.
Yeah.
Okay, what we are going to do with inks?
I don't know.
Hello,
I just put some drawing ink into one of my little trays, and I'm
It's free.
just figure I'm gonna do some outlining or just playing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's start with some poems.
Mrs. Gigi, how was your weekend? Did you party hardy all weekend? They were celebrating a holiday.
Oh.
In Sweden.
Hi, Mrs. Gigi. How are you? I cannot see the chat. Why? Because only Mrs. Gigi is there.
Yeah, it's quiet today. I think the weather this time of year starts to keep people from, they want to be outside and stuff.
Yeah.
Yog.
Hey, Kevin. Welcome, welcome. Nice to see you. Nice.
Hey, Kevin. It's the second time in like a week or something I've seen you. I haven't been around. And I said to him when he stopped in my chat, I was like, I haven't seen him in forever because I haven't been over there. And here he is 2 times on chats that I'm in. That's crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I didn't know you knew Kevin too. That's
yeah,
nice.
yeah. Okay, note to self. Ron made me these lovely little things for my acrylic inks. My drawing ink soaks right in. Not a good. Not good.
No, so it doesn't help when you want to use them.
Yeah, wood is only good for acrylic inks, guys. Just a heads up on that one.
Wood, did you say?
Yeah, this is wood. Like he makes like little blocks and puts holes in them for me so I can put drops of the acrylic inks in.
Yeah.
And so I was trying that with my drawing ink, but it just soaked right in. Like you can see it's.
You could always put a varnish on it.
We could.
We just were talking about that.
Yes.
That just made a mess. Wow. Goodness. Your daughter
and ink are not alike, are not good. No good.
Oh, Mrs. Gigi, is your daughter pregnant? I won't tell anybody.
Neither.
I guess we got to tune in on Wednesday on her channel.
Yep. Okay, so enough of that. Let's try. Let's just.
I've been waiting for Mrs. Gigi to be a grandma.
Yeah.
It will be like I'm like the foster grandma or something over here because it's just like I've known her for so long, kind of been there watching her kids grow for the last 5 years. Anna's old. Is that how? Who? Hello. Oh, look, she's laughing. Maybe that's not
Hi,
it.
Anina. How are you?
Hi, Anina. Nice to see you.
Anina. Okay. Was I close to say? I don't even know if I was close.
We are playing inks today.
Ooh.
These ladies are having fun, and I am just doodling.
You know what I was gonna do? I was gonna just bring my ink pens and do my doodling, and then I thought, no, you know what? I want to kind of play this. So I went something different instead of just ink pens. Because I have all this dang ink. Ooh. I'm digging.
Let's use some
drawing inks. I've got lots of drawing inks. Love my drawing inks.
Guess these are kind of painty papers, but inky papers instead of painty papers is what I'm doing over here.
That works.
Mm-hmm.
Anything with color.
And ink that will be on our hands for the rest of the day.
Yeah. I'm using India ink, right? So I'm just going to be a mucky.
I changed my clothes because I was afraid I was going to ruin my shirt, my other dress. I was like, I need an older dress. So I looked at this one. This one has peeling on it. And I wear it a lot in here. Yeah. So I was like, this is perfect. I'll just wear this one. I'll just wear this one today. So if ink gets on it, I'm good.
Awesome. Awesome.
Because then I'm more free too. If I'm wearing something a little bit nicer, I worry about, then I'm not as free with my art supplies.
Yeah, I get it.
Me too.
I seem to be covered in whatever the heck I'm using anyway. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It really doesn't matter. It's just the way it is.
I grab that. I grab what you're throwing down there, Kim. Oh, you're in Switzerland. How fun is that? I've made mistakes and said with Mrs. Gigi, I've said Switzerland, and I get in trouble. She's not in Sweden. In case you Americans that don't know our geography, it's not the same place.
Well, that's like when they call Americans Canadians or Canadians Americans, right?
Well, yeah.
Well, they're a little snarky too.
They are all Americans because they are on the American continent.
We're both in North America, right?
The Americans.
Yeah.
The Americans are not Americans, are USA citizens.
Yeah.
So
don't call me a Canadian.
Argentine people are Americans too.
What you got against Canadians, eh?
How about Toronto was getting pounded with rain yesterday? Did you see that, Kim?
Yeah.
I
was one of the family members called me from their right over the border in New York State from Pennsylvania. They just moved up to New York and they called us to check on us for weather. And I went and I said, no, we don't have anything coming through. So I think they seen something going on in the Panhandle, which, if you don't know, Texas is huge. So the Panhandle is like 8 hours away. So it doesn't affect us at all. But so I went to look at their weather because she was talking about how they're having some weather. And I looked and I was like, holy cow. I said, there's a big old system right above you. It's the only reason I know. But yeah, Canada's kind of big too.
Yeah.
You're right above me, if I remember right.
I am. A few states between, but.
Yeah, a couple states. But
yeah.
Okay.
But we're in the
same time. Another world away too. Zurich. Ah.
I notice Kevin's keeping quiet
He
about
said hi.
Canada and the US.
Is he in Canada?
He is.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Ooh, this one, look at this. This is from the stencil. It's really light.
It is very light.
It's real. That one turned out. It turned out pretty. So now I'm gonna pull it
Could
right
be a
off.
nice subtle background.
Let's see. Right off the table. We can do it.
You think Canadians are cooler? Ooh.
Are cool. They are cooler.
Well, our weather's cooler. That's for darn sure. It's only 11 here today. Okay, 51 for you guys. 51. 11.
It matters what part. It matters what part of the United States you know people in, because they're definitely, and the same thing I think with probably with Canadians too, because there's definitely some Americans that are snooty, snotty,
Yeah.
and not very nice.
I don't know how anybody could be like that.
Be snooty, snotty?
Yeah.
I don't know. Why can any person be snooty, snotty? How about that?
Okay, good point. But you know how I always had that thing where I've always wanted to be say, oh, look, I broke a nail. So I finally got gel nails and I could say it. And it didn't feel good at all.
No. Yeah, no, it doesn't, does it? That's funny.
Something that you've all just bizarre. It was one part of my bucket list. You can see how exciting my bucket list is, eh?
I forgot I'm using alcohol ink. It moves around with water, but it doesn't come up when you just spray water when it dries. I need my alcohol. I don't know if I have any in here. I think I got hurt and we had to take my alcohol out of here.
Oh no.
Isn't that, I love art supplies that are dual, uses.
Yeah. I like those too.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, big blob of ink. Oops. That's the only thing I don't like about scratch pens, dip pens. Sometimes you get that big blob. But that's okay. It adds interest, right? Great.
Yes.
Wool socks with Birkenstocks. Never know any Americans that do that. I would do that. I wear the above the knee wool socks in the wintertime because I can't feel my legs, so I keep them warm. But I don't own Birkenstocks.
Socks and sandals, you mean?
Socks and sandals? Oh no, please, no, please don't.
Men do that down here all the time.
Here too.
And we yell at them for doing it. She's saying it must be a cool thing over there in Switzerland. It's what the cool kids wear.
Oh no.
Kim's like, please no, please no. Oh, cat fight. My storm is so mean.
Okay, I think I did anything I could. Let's use some of this.
Oh, I'm liking that, Miriam.
What?
I
What
like
have here? Oh, thank you.
My God. Well, I'm just gonna have to keep on keeping on. Where's Anne? She not joining us
No,
today?
Anne's not joining us today.
She's like, I don't have any inks. I'm not coming.
No, it's not that she doesn't have inks. She's visiting grandkids.
Oh, nice. What'd you make ink for?
Yeah.
Sure, thank you. Oh, thank the Lord, I lost that. That was sold, and it needs. This is cool. Yeah, I sold it. Where's it at?
Hi, Shannon.
Oh,
Hi. Hi, girls.
Here it is.
Miss Gigi.
It's spilled everywhere. I'm gonna have to go through it now and make sure. Here.
Beep, 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 bim, 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 bim. I need something. Here.
I don't see anything.
Oh, yeah, big blob.
Put that in on the printer so I can send that out.
You know, there are cool Americans too. Yes, there are.
I'm cool. I'm the only. Wait a second. I'm the only American here. I have to stand up for myself.
Yeah.
I'm half cool. I accept that I'm not 100% cool. Yes.
I'm gonna go back outside. My batteries.
Oh, okay. A little bit of sugar. I didn't put enough in. I'm gonna try this one. Look at this. Dana sent me this one too. Now the cutout I have on my. I'm dyeing paper with coffee, and the cutout is actually in the other room. But this one's
That's
kind of
cool.
Let's see what this one gives me. Where is that Dana? She said she was coming. She was just running late. She probably just woke up. I actually, no, I feel so guilty. I woke up a little bit and I was like, and we were talking about cutting the grass. And then I was like, oh, I'm supposed to be streaming. Was that not perfect or what? So Shannon's like, well, she was like, I just got, she takes the push mower and she's like, I just got all around the trees done. And I was like, oh man, I got to stream. Hi, Shannon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I use, you know, I have a rider that I can use with,
Right.
I don't need my legs to do it. And we strap me in. I have like a strap that holds me into the seat.
Right.
And off I go. I love it. It's just so freeing. I think that's why I like it. It's you know, freeing that I can do it by myself. But yeah, no, I had to be here. I mean, for goodness sakes, there's priorities in life.
That's, you know, being able to do that, that's also a quality of life that you're independent to do that, right?
Oh, for sure. Yep. You're 100%. That's part of, it's part of that independence for sure. That's like driving. I feel so, I love to drive because it's the one thing that I do that's exactly like, except I use my hands to drive. I don't use my feet, but everything else, you know, I can go through a drive-through. I can go do my banking, you know, everything.
Perfect.
I can do when I'm sitting in my car. I can sit there and listen to music like I used to. So yeah. I'm in Texas. I'm from Pennsylvania. And actually, I'll be taking my Pennsylvania trip here shortly and hopefully going to stop by and see some of my YouTube friends. But yeah, Texas, the center of Texas. Big old, the big state.
Well, I finished.
Oh, let's see Miriam's. Let's make Miriam.
No, with my thinking process.
Ooh.
Now I am going to grab my ink pens and my this Dips ink, and I'm going to do something with that. But I need that to be I can do this for now. One thing. Then I will need to dry everything.
Oh, I missed it, Mrs. Gigi. I wish I would have seen which one you were talking about that looks like a dog.
Oh, you look like a dog? No.
Well, hopefully I don't look like a dog.
You're drying.
That's not very nice. Well, there are some really pretty dogs, though. So
I wanted to say yours look like a dog.
Okay, let's see what that looks like.
Oh, nothing.
Nothing.
I took
Where
her
it was gone.
It looks like a big blob. I don't know which one she's seen, but it would have been.
Oh,
cool.
yes, I saw the
The
dog.
first one, yeah, it's got a pointy nose. It's like a poodle.
Yes. A
Oh, right. I
poodle.
think that looks like a bird, like one of those birds with a big fluffy. What are they
big
called? Like
bird.
a bird.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Big bird.
It's a bird dog.
The bird dog. Oh, what is it
You
called?
can do a bird dog.
I can't think what is this, but I see it. This turned out horrible. Well, I mean, not horrible. They just different than what I expected. Really need some alcohol. One of my kitties is sick, and she's going to the ER this afternoon.
Oh, no.
Yeah, she's well, I have a cat box that cleans itself. It's not it actually like really cleans itself. It's connected to the water, and it
Okay.
washes itself. It's called a cat genie, and I love it. I've wanted one for years and years and years and years and years. And when the government gave us that extra money because they, are idiots, I used it for a cat. I use it for a cat box, which I'm so happy because I wanted one for so long. I wanted one when I used to have 9 cats.
Right.
But now I know I probably would have need about 3 of them for 9 cats. But because only certain ones use it. Like not all 4 of my cats use my cat genie. 2 to 3 of them use it. But anyways, I noticed, like, thank goodness for electronics, to be honest. We wouldn't even have noticed because she's a strange little cat as it is, but does strange things, so we didn't even notice. But I'll show you. See these little circles that tells you how many times the cat has been in the cat box.
Okay.
And look at that. And I was like, is there something? I thought maybe something was in front of the sensor.
Yeah.
So we looked, and we noticed there was because the cat litter is like these little pellets because they need to be able to be washed with solution and stuff. But look at that. And finally today I said, yeah. I finally said to Shannon, I said, something's wrong. Let's go look at that cat box. I've looked in there, and I could just see a real little piece, like it looked like blood. And I said, I think that's blood. And we're looking, and I said, with this, I said, I think it's Abby, and she's our older cat. I said, I think something's wrong. So let me call, the ER. Our vet is closed, but I said, let me call, see what we're looking at cost wise and everything, so we can get her in there. And so and it's cheaper to have an appointment than a walk-in. And it was $70 for an appointment, $100 for a walk-in. So I said, well, let's just go ahead and make the appointment, and we'll go in, a little later. So hopefully, the 3 hours won't make that big of a difference. I don't think it will. She's she's probably just in pain, which I hate, but so she's going in at 2 to go see.
She's not screaming when she goes?
What? No, I'm not. She'll go with Shannon. Shannon will take her.
No. Like, but when she goes to the bathroom, is she screaming when she urinates or anything? Like,
she's such a sweet cat that she's had other issues too. She doesn't know. But if you don't know cats, I'm not talking specifically to you, Kim. I'm talking to anybody that's listening. Cats will purr not only when they're happy, but they'll purr when they're in pain too.
Oh, okay.
So she, and she's a purr anyways. You touch her and she purrs. So that's hard to tell. But I could kind of tell yesterday she was on Shannon's lap, and she just, it wasn't, it's so, your kids, and it just seemed like her, her purr was just something a little bit different. And with everything, I'm just, like I said, I'm just really happy I had that cat box that was able to tell me something, because otherwise I'm not sure when we would have caught it, because she gets constipated. And because she doesn't drink enough. We know that, but I mean, she's 13.
How do you make a cat drink, right?
Yeah, right. Well, I have a waterfall for her. So
I think if she's constipated and you saw blood, she can have, how do you say in English?
She could be struggling, and blood could be coming out of her urine, but out of her bottom. Right.
No, I don't think it's the urine. I think it's when she poops, she hurt herself inside. We call that
It's
false, but
constable.
it's not false.
I mean, she's been constipated for 13 years. So
okay. So
yeah,
it's,
I mean, it's been a constant. I think it's, just something like not drinking. How do you get a cat to drink? And Shannon sometimes has to hold the bowl for her so she will drink. And, she doesn't just go and take drinks. But we have seen an increase on all the cats drinking more water with the fountain. So I am so happy we purchased
good.
one. Yeah. And I bought the one with I got a metal one, and I got one with a filter. And so it's, not just because they say the plastic isn't the best for, just like us. It's not
Right.
good. So I spent the extra $10 and got the better metal one. So anyways, we'll see what the doctor says today. I just hope that it doesn't cost us thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
It always seems that way, though, when you take your pet in. But
Well, they're like
was
your
just
kids,
after
like you
this,
said.
like 3 months ago, because of we didn't think she was feeling well, So I think she's getting old, and she was, she was a barn cat. She was born
Oh,
a barn cat in Pennsylvania, and we know something was wrong with her because the mom pushed her out twice.
yeah.
And on the rafters, she was born up in the rafters, and Shannon found her twice on the ground. So she fell all that way. So we think she's a little cuckoo from falling. But she's the sweetest cat. She's so darn sweet.
Poor thing.
But yeah, I think, but she was bottle fed because Mama wouldn't take her back. Shannon said after the second time of her being pushed, they brought her inside and bottle fed her. And then, of course, since she was bottle fed, they kept her inside, and she wasn't really a barn cat anymore.
Yeah.
So, but she's a sweetheart. Anyways, enough about Abby. She's been on my channel a couple of times. She comes in and visits me, not as much as the others, but she's camera shy.
Mhm.
She's camera shy. Anyways, that's what's going on in my household.
Not much going on in mine. Still haven't got my garden all in yet.
Gosh, it's so late down here. It's done. The heat has hit and everything is starting to die.
Yeah, no. We've just started our growing season. And when we came home from BC, I don't know if you saw the pictures, but at the very end of May, we had snow. We drove through snow coming
Oh my
home.
goodness.
And it's like, okay, enough of this. So I'm glad
Yeah.
I didn't have the garden in.
Well, my Pennsylvania family said the weather up there has been crazy. It's like 100, or not 100, but 80 degrees. And then all of a sudden they're getting rain and it's chilly and they're needing to wear their summer or their winter clothes again. And they said it's kind of been crazy this year, the weather.
It's just very strange.
Well,
Amina saw a giraffe and a dog with long hair.
Okay, let's see. You've got a giraffe and a dog with long hair?
No, she saw in Becca's.
Ah, I see.
The duck with long hair, the one that I thought looked like a duck. This
The
one.
only thing recognizable that I have is a little cat, or maybe, I don't know, it's another animal altogether. The only thing recognizable yet. And I was working a little bit with this pen I use with alcohol inks and works perfectly. And with these inks that the acrylic inks, it works too. Now I am with the ink white that's supposed to be like
Hey, Jasper.
ink.
Jasper, she coming in?
No, she's not coming in. Why aren't you in here, Jasper?
She's like, because I'm drowning in fabric, I can't get to my inks.
True.
Yes. I think so too. So I don't having the result I wanted. So let's grab some white.
Miriam definitely, Mrs. Gigi says she sees a draft. Definitely. Not a maybe, but definitely.
Oh,
It's amazing what I think other people can see in your art. That's what I love about it.
Yeah.
oh yes, that's so good. You know, I prefer abstract because in abstract I can see whatever I want.
Yes, agree. Me too. Me too. And then you have like people like I bring up my mother so much that doesn't have the vision, and she just can't get it. She needs to see,
Yeah.
you know, uh, whatever. I can't. My brain.
Yes, yes, you are right.
And not that that's bad. Not that that's bad. If that's
No.
the way your brain works, but
Everybody's brain works differently.
yeah, or it doesn't work at all.
You know, we should do that. We should
Yeah.
do a day where we just make paint or ink blobs. You know how you put paint on one side of the paper, you fold it and you open it up. We should do that one day. See what we see in each other's art. We should.
Oh yes.
Well, Beth
yes.
kind of does that with ink blobs on her channel. She lets the people see what they see on the. Do you know what I'm talking? She puts ink blobs on paper and then
I've
she
seen that.
says, "Okay, what do we see?" And then she draws around it to make what they see.
Yeah.
That's always fun, and people love doing it. Yeah, we could. That would be fun to do. Yeah. With just just us live, instead of, because it's so hard when you can't hear what they're saying. Oh, to the left and down to the bottom. That's the way.
Yeah.
It's different when you're able to say it than you're trying to explain it to people where you're trying to what you see.
Oh, especially if you've got a little bit of lag in your typing too, right?
Oh, yeah, a little bit. We're talking about YouTube here.
I know. I knows.
All right, I want to do some envelopes. Find some envelopes. I love that. One of the favorite things I like about coming on here on Sundays is that we get such a nice mixture of countries, because we have Miriam that has her people that come on.
Yeah.
You have such a different following than I have, and I just love that.
Yeah,
I get to
me too.
meet people.
Yes.
And like I was trying to explain to someone, the reason I really like doing our Sundays like this is because my goal is to inspire people to create.
Yes.
Everybody says, "Oh, I'm not creative. I don't know how to do. I don't know. I'm not creative." Yep. But with so many of us, and we all have different styles, there's got to be one of us that they will click with. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I love that. You're so right. Absolutely. And that's the only reason I have my channel. And that's why I like prompts, because prompts are not something that somebody that knows what they're doing you have to use. It's how I started to become creative with paper. I used to not have used paper. I'm from the fabric side of the world, and so I started using, following Pink Poodle Crafts is who I started following, and she used to do this thing on Wednesdays, which inspired my Monday, and she used to do a mixed media on Wednesdays, and I used to do all of her, taught me how to do mixed media, which was really cool because I didn't even know really what mixed media was. So yeah, my whole point is to get people that they think, oh, I'm just a watcher.
Yeah. And okay, I also like the fact that we've got such a beautiful community and you can socialize, because so many of us are home alone or whatever.
Yep.
And this way we've got a community. Like, I consider this like a family almost.
Oh yeah, for sure. This is definitely my family is here. I've been doing some selling over on a different app, whatnot. And this is still my community. This is still my friends. You know, I'm making friends over there, but it's a totally different, you know, people are over there to buy and sell. Here, you're looking for just friends.
Did you do sellings?
Yeah, I do. I
You did
sell over.
sellings like this?
Do I sell those?
Yes, to me.
Oh, I did?
Yes.
I don't remember.
And this one too.
Nice.
Yes.
I don't remember. That's awesome.
Yeah. You have no memory of that.
I do not. I have a horrible memory.
But I can assure you, you did. I went one day, like I didn't know what she was doing. I said, "Oh, I have time to go to Becca's. Let's go to Becca's."
Uh-oh.
And I was in the middle. She was in the middle of an auction.
Yes, that was like when I first met you too, I think, if I remember.
No, it was really after that. A lot of time after that.
Oh, was okay.
Yeah.
Woohoo, Jasper. Jasper just sold 28 pieces of fabric from her channel. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Yahoo!
I still bet you can't find your inks.
That's good. Oh, I just pulled envelopes out. I just pulled envelopes out to do envelopes, and where did I put them? How does that happen? Oh, you can't see. I couldn't find it because it's almost the size of my paper, but I have picked a larger size envelope. Ooh. Oh. I think Shannon was like, "Fine, I'll just cut the whole front yard with a push mower." Don't get her wrong. She enjoys it. She enjoys cutting the grass, especially with Jug's help running with her the whole darn time.
Oh,
He tries to bite the wheels, and he takes his toys and he throws them in front of her, and then she has to stop and go and get it and throw it for him. He's very, very helpful.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Sometimes he gets put in here with me, and then he sits at the door and whines at her. But he walks. He follows the lawnmower, but yeah, the toy in front, she gets so mad at him about the toy that he throws in front of her.
Oh yeah,
because she has to stop. You know, she can't run that over.
I need to mow my lawn because when finish the winter, that is our only rainy season, then we have the opportunity to take everything out, because in winter you let it grow, whatever it is, and it's useless. It's pointless to take it out because it grows. The amount of rain that it's there, it's so even. Or I have a goat. That could be a possibility to have a goat.
You have a goat?
Or no, I say I need to have a goat.
Oh, you need to have a goat. Oh, yeah. I was like, I didn't know you had a goat. I got all excited.
Goats are so cool.
Yeah,
I want to, but I can't.
Yeah, they would. That would keep your lawn cut down. I thought about having some, but we're not allowed to. Well, they say you're not allowed to have farm animals, but I've seen them around. So I wanted to get a mini horse. I said, I'll just call it a dog. They won't know it's a mini horse. How are they going to know it's a horse or a dog?
Or those mini Highland cows? Have you seen those?
Oh, they're so cute, those cows.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I
I'll just get
want
one of those.
to have chickens, but I can't.
Yeah, Shannon doesn't want chickens. She says they're too gross. She says they come up on your porch and they poop everywhere, which is true if you let them walk around.
Well, the real thing is that I don't know if I'll be able to have a goat because of my allergies. Chicken.
Wonder if you would be allergic. That would be an interesting thing to find out. Not that would probably that'd be kind of scary to. Here, let's put you with a goat.
You want me to do something for you to find out and rest my health?
I just thought it would be interesting, Miriam.
Yeah, I know.
I do. One.
I'll stand by with some epinephrine or whatever that stuff is. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Okay. I give you this away today.
Hey, Teresa. Happy Sunday.
So I need some.
Okay, guys, if you want to see anybody up close and personal, just let me know. If you have any questions, please put it in caps. And we're playing inks today. Things to do with inks.
Ooh, let's use these. Bird. Oh no, that's an owl. Ooh, it's an owl. Let's do it.
Nice to see you guys all here. I've broken down and just decided I'm doing pen and ink. I'm just doodling because
that's what I was going to do, but I thought that was the easy way out. So here I am.
I'm taking the easy way out. Yeah. My thing is I'm trying not to start any new projects till I get some finished. Whoops.
Oh no.
Oh
You
yeah.
are not with my tribe.
I'm this close to getting that beaded heart done that I was working on Friday. I worked on it a bit yesterday, and then I went out and turned over a garden bed so I could plant some beans. And by the time I was done, my hand was done, so couldn't get it finished yesterday.
Yeah, I'm having that type of problem with things I want to finish up for my thumbs. On the days they feel good, like, oh, I'm gonna,
Yeah.
And then it's like, and then I do it, and then it's like, boy, now my thumbs are gonna be, I'm not gonna, they're beat. It's over.
Yeah, exactly. And then, of course, you got to chop stuff for supper, and it's like, yeah, and I'm going to do this how.
Yeah. I have something interesting I wanted to share just to see what everyone thinks of this.
Do you need to be big, hon?
What'd you say?
Do you want to be front and center?
Oh, no. It's just something. So when I was a child, I had an imaginary friend. And we used to go on picnics out in the front yard. Well, we lived in a big apartment complex, so I would be out in the apartment complex area. And it was a boy, and I find this out from my mother actually, and his name was Johnny Michael.
Oh.
And what was crazy is my mother then tells me, well, she has a cousin, Johnny Michael. Well, his name was John Michael, then middle name, last name. And so, for all these years, I really didn't know him. Like my mother just cannot remember like how I know his name and everything. I must have overheard it or something, but I also had some weird, I don't want to say psychic power. I don't want to freak everybody out, but I also told my mother when my grandmother died, when my great grandma, when her grandma died, my grandma's mom, I told her that grandma's no longer with us. And she was like, no, grandma's in the house, and they found out that day that her grandmother died. Yeah. I believe that children are more aware anyways of their.
Welcome, Flora.
Yes, you
Or,
are
I
right.
think children are more aware of what is being said to you by whatever higher power you believe in.
Right.
Let's just put it that way. So, anyways, Johnny Michael. All my life, I've always thought of that Johnny Mike. That's my imaginary friend. That's who I hung out with, Johnny Michael. I met him one time, him and his wife, actually at my benefit when I got injured. So almost 12 years ago, I met him for the first time. Like, he's in our family, but he's like my mother's. What I found out is he's 59 and my mother's 70. So there wasn't a closeness. He was like a different generation from her and stuff like that. But always knew of him. She's more close with the uncle, knows the uncle. Anyways, my point is, he passed away last week.
Oh dear.
And I was bawling when I found out. And I told my mother and my aunt that. I was like, I am here crying. And my aunt Paula, that I'm close with, she's only 6 years older than me. She's like, I didn't even cry. I said, I know. It's like I lost my best friend. It was crazy how I couldn't stop it. Shannon came in and she was like, what's wrong? Because I was actually in here. I was like, my second, third cousin, I don't even know what he is. I said, I've only met him once. I said, he passed away. And the weird thing, see, I've never lost anyone close. I lost my great grandparents, but I wasn't that close with them. I got to meet them, thank goodness. I knew them. We'd go to but I didn't know them. So I lost them, but it wasn't something that it's like a loss of in my life. So, and I'm very scared and nervous of that because I've never had that feeling. Where Shannon, it's opposite. She's lost so many people in her life. She lost her mother when she was 6. So she has lost all kinds of people in her life since then, since, her mother. She's lost her stepmother. She's lost her dad. She lost her dad's twin. She lost her foster mom and dad. I mean, it's just like she knows loss, I guess. And she's also military, which they have that hard, but this guy, it's just as crazy how I feel like I lost someone personal, someone that I knew and I didn't. And I've been wondering, is that because it's like I lost my imaginary friend finally? Like, I didn't.
No. See, I had imaginary friends, but I was told that they were joy children.
Oh, joy children. Interesting.
And joy children are children who lost their lives before their time was up. So they were allowed to come back and play with other children.
Oh, that is so interesting. That's what your parents called them?
No, that's what my spiritual advisor calls them.
Oh, okay. I've never heard of that, and I love it.
So I had Johnny, Mitt, and Kathy, and they were as real to me as anybody. But when I reached about 8, they left.
That's when we moved, and Johnny Michael stayed in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. And
I turned 8 that summer when we moved.
My older daughter had an imaginary friend, or whatever you want to call it. Her name was Malin. And all of a sudden she's crying and I'm going, what's the matter, sweetheart? And she says, Malin's gone. And I said, well, where did she go? Now, my daughter was like 2. And she said, went to see her daddy. And I said, well, where's your daddy? And she said, Saskatchewan. Or, as close to Saskatchewan as she could say it to. And I said, Saskatchewan? And she said, yes. So I thought that was very interesting as well, that she had this little invisible friend that I guess maybe her dad passed. I don't know.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Just really weird. So, but yeah, no, I can see how it would be like a family member to you. Really, because
it really was.
I know
I was telling how you came in here and I was crying over a cousin that I don't even really know. It was, and then I was telling about the imaginary. His name is the same as my imaginary friend.
Yeah, but I believe that there are these connections that we have that nobody can explain.
I do want you to know that when I told him this one, I ran into, because my benefit was held at a bar the bar owner volunteered to shut down just for our family to have a benefit. And I do want you to know that when I went up to him and his wife and I told him this, they both looked at me like I was out of my, like they probably were like, she's on medicine, you know, because I was just probably like, she must still be high from all the medicine they gave her in the hospital. Because I was all like, you're my imaginary friend.
I do, Teresa. Hang on.
I saw aliens, but watched something on TV about aliens before. I think my child brain fear. Oh, I see. They created them out of just from the TV. I can see where you thought that, you know, just because, or maybe they felt more comfortable because you did see that. They're like, well, we'll show you us. We'll see what you think of that. Ooh.
Here you go, Teresa. It's getting there.
OMG. That's gorgeous, Kim. I didn't know you were working on that. Look at you.
That's beads. That's all beads.
Yes, I love it. I can sell you some beads if you need to.
I see buttons there.
That was one of the things I
beads
was
and buttons.
selling on my channel just on Friday night. I did beads.
Jean and I were doing this on Friday.
Very nice.
She does like the
No, I love that kind of stuff.
Bead embroidery, but hers is freestyle with all different colors and everything. Yeah. I do mainly hearts. I don't know why.
I'm working on, so I can show you what else. Where the PP is. This is what I was working on.
Okay, wait, gotta make you big. Hang on, there we go.
I'm sorry about my lighting, guys. I'm fine. Anyways, it's a piece of fabric, and then I put some little tiny doilies on there, and I'm I'm gonna do a rainbow here. So I got the
lovely
kind of red and orange. But here's a hearts, and she's like hearts. I made this and did some.
Oh, that's beautiful
embroidery on it, and then I did XO on the back. But what I wanted to show was where my birds, like what you're doing right there. You can make me small until I can maybe find. It has to be right here because I just showed them on Friday to everyone. Isn't it? Things get up and walk away. I know.
I know. And then you have a craft-a-lunch and you never find it again.
Yes. Or the cats come in and steal it. I was working on needle felting, and I came in and my cat loves felt, of course, loves it. They love the wool. You know, it's like, oh, this stuff is great, and they tear it apart. I actually, if you don't know me, I go on cruises. We try to go at least once a year, and I have a cat camera that I set up when I go on the cruise. When I go on cruises, and I knew my cat liked my felt things that I've made, so I had them in my china closet on TV, on the video. Live, mind you. It's like she knew I turned it on live. I watched her pull open with her nails, which has a lock, mind you, but it is an older lock. It's an older piece of furniture. Actually, it came over from Germany. But she pulled open the door, pulled out one of my favorite. I made like this little fairy doll out of felt, out of wool. Took it down to the ground and tore it up on camera. Oh. And I'm watching her do this. I was like, and I was yelling at her because our camera's two-way. So I was yelling, not two-way camera, voice two-way. I'm yelling at her, Storm, stop it. And then she took it off screen. We came home and that thing was just torn up all over the place. I was like, I cannot believe you did that, you little brat. And she is my bratty one. She tore up. There was no saving it. That one went in the trash.
Oh, no.
There's been some torn up that I've been able to. She's a little turd for sure. Little Storm. She's my white one. Stay away from white cats, guys.
My dog.
They say black cats are bad luck, right?
Oh, no. Black cats are so loving. So sweet, loving. Every black cat I've ever had has been. Well, Molly, Molly was sweet and loving, but only on her terms, like most cats. You know, she was like, on my terms, you're going to touch me. On my terms, I'll come visit you. It has to be right here, Kim. I mean,
I know that feeling, Becca. The only reason I knew where that was is because I was working on it this morning.
this is really, I mean, it is blowing my mind that it's not right here. I mean, and you know, it's in a hoop. So
Teresa says, Becca, that is what you get for naming her storm. She is what she is.
well, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And we the reason she's storm was we picked her up and it was a horrible storm outside. And you know, we don't get very many storms here in Texas, but when we get them, they're pretty bad. And so that's why her name is that. So maybe so. Well, I'll have to show it another time, I guess. But yeah, I do the same kind of thing with my beads. I wonder if Shannon took them and put them. I don't know. I have to watch what I touch too because I'm covered in ink.
I know.
I tried, guys. I tried to show you something really cool.
You'll find it for tomorrow morning because you're live tomorrow morning, aren't you?
No, I stopped doing Mondays. I just wasn't able to get up. And I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow too. So
Okay.
I have my yearly Medicare appointment where they give you 3 words and you have to remember them until the end of the appointment, which is usually about 30 minutes. And and I'm scared about it every year. I'm like, and I tell her, I said, I'm going to forget these. I'm going to forget. She's like, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
That test called mini mental.
Mini mental?
Mini mental. Yes.
Mm.
Sometimes it's 3 words, sometimes it's 10.
Oh, they always give me 3. They need to not. If they give me 10, I fail. I will be like, just fail me right now. Just fail me. Because there's no way I will remember. When I was in 9th grade, I had a social studies teacher that taught us memory because we had to learn all the presidents. And she taught us a memory game of where you use the walls and the corners. And I know it's some sort of something, like it's not something she made up. It's like an actual memory thing. And she taught us that. And that's usually what I use. I put those words right there on the walls and I'm like, and then when they ask me to repeat, I'm looking at walls. They're probably like, what is her problem? They'll feel me just looking around at the wall.
The doctor put the mini mental was okay, but she seems to have a little distraction problem.
Right. Right. There's something else that might be the issue.
I'm afraid she's
not. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you very much. That means a lot to me. The good thing is I have a good doctor, so she, I have a rapport with her. So
it's nice when you've got a rapport with your doctor.
Yeah. She knows to make my appointments a little longer because I talk a little bit much. If you all haven't figured that one out.
It's kind of funny, Becca. My mom always used to say I was vaccinated with a gramophone needle, full blast, and long play.
That's funny. That's good.
Well, I can relate.
It's nice when your doctor doesn't hurt because I know they're busy and it stinks that they have to take so many. But that's kind of why I like seeing the NP, because they seem to be able to give you a little bit more time. It's like the doctors come in and do the procedure and then they're gone.
Yeah.
Last time I had my Botox in my bladder, he came in, literally shot the Botox in and was like, okay, if you have any questions, go ahead and contact, and left. And I was there with the nurses, and there was 2 nurses in there. And I was like, okay, this is where, it wasn't my first time having it done, but still it was like, they're so dang busy. It's like
I didn't have time to think about the question.
No, right. Uh-huh. Exactly. I guess Dana got lost in the toilet.
Well, she sent me a picture of a really cool lamp and I haven't seen her since. Maybe it was a genie's lamp.
She, I wonder, well, she does do some really cool, she's doing some stuff like what, with glass. She's making like a window pane with glass.
Yeah. Oh.
Pretty neat.
Oh, my dog.
Oh, I thought that was water. I just sprayed red all over this, and that's not. I want water.
Oops.
Whoops. Guess I'll use that for something else. Hi, puppy.
Oy vey. Baby,
Puppy.
that's it.
It's okay. They were just saying hi to us.
Not to us, to the dog, to the neighbor.
They hear voices and it's like, what the heck, Mom?
It's so
Oh,
Jughead knows. He knows when I say keep spreading love, bye, he comes running in my room. It's like he knows, oh, it's time for us. That you'll be leaving the room. It's so cute and fun that he knows.
Yeah. They already know when it's a fake, like it's not a cat here, but it's through the internet. They already know because at the first they were barking to the internet. They thought the cat was here.
Oh.
Now they know the difference.
They finally figured it out.
Okay, let's see what are we going to do next.
Oops, missed one. Ha. Oh, well.
Never, Teresa. I'm so shy and quiet.
Sorry. You couldn't help me. Sorry.
Thanks, Miriam. I know you didn't mean that. That was just a.
No. It was involuntary. Yes.
Didn't mean anything by that.
No. Not at all. Oh. What? Ooh.
I'll go tomorrow. This stuff won't come off, and I'll still have it in my. Usually, it comes off when you wash your hair, like if you get the ink down underneath your nails.
Sometimes.
Yeah, well, yeah, sometimes. Sometimes it comes off when you wash your hair.
My doctor that retired, I used to work with his sister-in-law, and we worked at an art supply store.
Uh-huh.
So we always had all kinds of different colored fingers, always. Because, somebody would say, well, what does that look like when it's dry, right?
Right.
So we would be showing them different paints, and of course, you dip your finger in it and spread it on paper. So,
Bummer.
I'd have a doctor's appointment after work, and I'd go, and he'd just kind of look at me and goes, "You were playing with Virginia again, weren't you?" So he totally understood, but he retired, and I miss him.
That's the bummer that as I'm getting older, I'm realizing, wait a second, my doctors are retiring. They're older than I. I like an older doctor. Nobody wants a doctor that's younger than you, right? Because how can a younger person know more?
Yeah, well,
They do.
My big thing was he had been my doctor since I was a teenager.
Yeah, yep.
And
my spinal cord injury, when he decided to go, I was like, wait a second, no, that you're all I know. You can't go. You can't hand it to somebody else.
Yeah. They're not going to understand me.
My eldest son had quite problems when he was born. So we had like the doctor that is a pediatrician, but for newborns.
Yeah.
Well, we have one there at the moment he was born. They called him, and the thing is that he wasn't for this social, like, well, you have like the thing that you pay medicine in advance and then you have it,
Oh, like
Insurance?
insurance.
Insurance?
insurance. Yes,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
we have something a little bit different, but it's the same. You pay and you have some things on your card. You have a card of doctors that you can use. That's in Argentina.
Hmm.
And he wasn't a pediatrician for this insurance, but because we had some problems when he was born, and he started to attend him, we asked him, please be his pediatrician. So he made an exception, and he was my son pediatrician until he was a teenager. And
Nice.
one day he said, "Okay, not a teenager even. You. He was a young person, but a mature one." And he says, "Okay, I think I cannot be your doctor anymore. You need to go to a grown-up doctor
Yes.
now." But he was really
My
the
son is having a problem with that being an adult now that he can't go to his pediatrician anymore. And he felt so comfortable with her, just
yeah.
being, he just, this doctor has seen him naked since he was little, and she,
Yeah.
just feels comfortable with her. And now he's an adult. I'm like, now you have to, you have to change your doctor. You need to go see somebody so that, and he's like, huh? It's like, he really doesn't get it that, oh, he has to go to an adult doctor now.
Yeah. Hey, Barbara.
Yeah.
Nice to see you.
Barbara, I don't know if I've seen, it's been like a year. What?
Hi, Barbara. How are you?
We're in different circles, that Barbara and I. Hi,
Barbara,
Jim.
Sherry, and I actually set up a date to have coffee together.
Fun.
Oh,
You
how
guys are living close together, huh?
wonderful.
Mhm.
How wonderful.
We live within about 40 minutes of each other, so.
Maybe you can get together and have some pot pie.
Hmm.
Ah,
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen my pediatrician. Not that my pediatrician was whack.
I remember my doctor's my pediatrician's name was Dr. Haley. I remember that name.
I don't remember my pediatrician. I didn't have one when growing up. I have so many doctors, different doctors, that I don't have one. But my son's pediatrician was Dr. Fernandez.
Fernandez.
Yes.
Oh, my cat.
My pediatrician was a Dr. Wiley, and my kid's pediatrician was Dr. Margolis.
Ah,
And I loved him.
when your kids grow up, they lost their marbles.
Yeah. He was great. Because you know how when you're a new mom and your kids, all they want to do is eat kind of thing when they're babies. And he says, you know what? I don't live with her. I don't know how much she has to eat. Feed her until she's full.
Right.
It's like, oh, yeah, I guess so, eh? Your pediatrician retired? Yeah, retired.
He's not, it's not like she's fat. She's doing good. Keep feeding her.
Yeah, exactly.
The only one in my family that had that problem growing up was my little sister. the doctor at age, I think, 6 months or something like that, put her on diet.
Oh,
Yeah,
Hmm.
she was the spoiled one.
well, my little girl wanted 2 8-ounce bottles. She could have 2 8-ounce bottles. She was about 4 months old. So I put her on Pablum. Much better than 2 bottles, you know.
Hey, Stitch It.
Hey, Pam.
Oh, come on.
Hi, Pam.
Pam's been selling some awesome vintage buttons, guys.
I
Those of
know.
you who collect buttons. Pam
Okay,
has.
let's see what else can I find here.
I'm just making marks.
Oh no, I have some things.
You're making faces. Let's see what Miriam's doing. Can we get a close up of Miriam? I'm making me big, hun.
I'm
I
just
want
making
to
a mess.
show you some of the things I have.
Oh, beautiful. She's got a
Nice.
fish. Wow. Some lovely stuff.
Yes. So as I am going, as for instance, this one looks me like a
Key.
key. So here we have a key,
Nice.
and that is what I do.
Very cool.
Sometimes I add things, and then I see whatever I have. Sometimes I do the negative space painting,
Mhm.
and then I found something.
Okay, Teresa. I'm just doing doodle lines in mine. And then I'm going to come in with colored pencils and do some shading and highlighting. And then I don't know what it's going to be. I might chop out each piece and just add them randomly into journals or whatever.
Okay, one of my leads went out there. Maxi, we need some light here and maybe open a little. Benny,
Indigo. I need some violet. Found indigo.
So this is the muck water. I don't know how well you can see it. But this is the muck water that I played with right at the very beginning, and I was using it like an ink. Let me make myself big. I have to find my cursor. That doesn't
yes.
surprise you guys. There we go.
You see what happened in this channel? We need to see the filthy water that you have here.
Yeah, that's my muck water. I used it with my pen and with a little brush, and it works lovely. It's just subtle. Just subtle.
Se me cayó la tapa de esto. Ahí abajo.
So I could probably do some full writing.
Tiene un lugar por acá abajo. donde está parado.
It could look old or something. I don't know.
Está ahí debajo de la luz. Allá, del otro lado. El costado,
¿De allá?
en las patas de la luz.
Ah, ya la vi. Gracias. Igual habría que abrir un poco para las chicas
Ah, sí.
y poner luz afuera. Y por ahí empezar a cocinar, si querés o no, Esperanza.
So do you guys have anything that's been plaguing at you that you want to create lately?
That's been what with me?
Kind of plaguing, like haunting you, saying you really have to do this, but you don't want to?
Yes,
Because
yes,
you don't
no.
want to do the project?
Don't want to. No. I have things that I have to do, but I won't.
Yeah.
Sorry. Sorry.
For some reason, I feel like I need to paint a bunch of pumpkin faces, like jack-o'-lanterns. I don't know why.
Halloween in June. That's a
Yeah.
new one.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that you don't want to do?
Well, I do, but do I really want to start another project? Yes,
Mm.
they would be little, right? So I could just do a few and maybe that'll take the edge off. I don't know. But we all know that once I get started on something, I have to do a couple hundred, like those monsters,
Ah, that's the problem.
like my monsters.
And then you have a couple hundred that you then have to do something with, right? You made them. Now what do I do with them?
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I mean, I've started putting some digital stuff on Etsy for.
I have something for you then. I started to do today
Uh-oh.
an ephemera holder.
Okay, let's
So this is for now. I need to
oh, cool.
do more,
Oh,
but
yeah.
they are going into like an accordion like this one, and then you open and you choose from here whatever you want, whatever you have, and you can have this on your desk because it's not take a lot of
Lots of cool for ephemera. That's really neat.
I like it.
so if you want you can go to my first of all, after today, maybe tomorrow, I will put the template for this on my Facebook page, and I will link it because I did it in my stream today. I will link there how you can, but you can DM me and I will send you.
Cool.
If you are going to use it online, only name me. That's all what I want.
This is what I use. I gotta find my cursor.
What?
This is what I use.
Yes, but that take all your room. You take it out if you need.
Yeah, they're all different stuff, right?
The idea of that is to have what do you need at hand to work in a particular project. It's not.
Oh, Kim, come on now. What? That's cray cray. That's too organized. I just lost all hope for you.
Take that and toss it to the floor.
That's right. Right.
Now,
Thank you.
now.
Right now, just we can't accept you. You're not. That's not going to work for us. What is that? She's like, that's the only thing in my whole life that's organized. Everything.
It is.
I don't ever try to use math because Barbara is going offline.
Barbara's going offline.
Yes, if you use math, there, you lost her.
You lost me. I can't be your friend.
But it's because I make so many bits, guys. And
She just makes a new envelope every time she makes bits. She's like, that's a new
I
envelope.
do. I do.
The problem with that is that takes a lot of room in your desk.
That's not on my desk. It's behind
It's not
me.
on my-
It
Yeah,
won't fit on my
if you
desk.
work with that, you need it.
That's not on my desk.
Okay.
And then I just pull them out as I need them, right? Like, whatever. Yeah.
So I just took some
It's very
muslin and
funny.
I just took some muslin and folded it, and wet, and then I sprayed it with water each layer.
Cool.
then I just put drops of the rainbow, and we're going to let that dry. And I'm hoping it has sunk through, and just by peeking a little bit right there,
Oh, nice.
it has set through. Seeped.
Seeped.
Seeped it.
Seep it in. Seep it in. That works for me.
It seeped it through all the layers.
Glenn.
It seeped it in. I will return. I think I'm gonna try to get some of this ink off me, and then I think I'm gonna get some ink pens and play with ink pens now.
Like I say, I'm just doodling. I'm just putting lines and stuff, and then I'm gonna pull out some pencil crayons, even though they're not ink.
You just wanted to hang out with us.
Teresa wants to know if the muslin if you ironed it first.
I did not iron it. Hold on one second. This is what I pulled it from.
Hey, I have a
this is my organizational tip right here. This is kind of like how this is how you should fold a fitted sheet also.
Exactly. See? Me too.
There you go. I think this is like 4 layers or 4 yards of muslin that's sitting here beside me.
Oh my!
It's just wadded up. Don't tell anybody. Muslim. I mess that up all the time, and it's really not something that you should mess up. Because when you're talking about Muslim and you use muslin, sometimes doesn't sound right. You definitely don't want to tie-dye a Muslim.
No.
You want to tie-dye Muslim. Muslim. Oh, for goodness sakes, whichever. It's seeped it in.
Seeped it in works.
Words are hard.
They are. They are.
All right, I will return in a second.
Martha Stewart would run from my house screaming. She would, she would. Yeah, I think Dana's lost. She doesn't want to come play today, I guess.
Maybe
she's working and laughing is what
maybe she's playing hide and seek.
Oh, maybe.
She misunderstood.
Maybe. Yeah, mine too, Teresa. Actually, you're right. She would just drive on by, Martha Stewart would. Because even the front of my house isn't grayish or beige or whatever. Nasty color. Nasty neutral colors. No. Definitely not in my neighborhood.
Having a G out.
So what are the projects you guys have happening right now?
What?
What projects do you have on the go right now that you would like to get done?
Well, I have that organizer
Yeah.
That's a project. But that it's the beginning of a project of a journal of my city.
Oh,
Very my,
nice.
yeah. So it will call it Kiryat, that it's the name of my city. That's it.
That's awesome.
Yes. Of course, I cannot have only one project. So I have some journals in the making.
Me too.
Have uh, like I did this one yesterday.
Right.
Uh,
It's a beautiful one.
which I need to continue it. And I had, hi,
What
hi,
did you do it to take her in?
where are you? I
Sorry.
lost it and I don't know what it is, but I will find it. And I just finished the triple one, the triple accordion one, and I need to finish some things, and that's it. So I will finish this. So it's it, it's finished. And then I am going to start with that for now. Tomorrow I will stream with Diane from Serenity Studio Art.
Yeah.
I've known her forever. That is amazing that you ran into her and that you stream with her. I mean,
Oh,
I don't,
yeah.
and I believe she's from Pittsburgh.
I don't know where it's.
I believe she is, and that's how we kind of met and started talking because that's
Ah,
my hometown.
I
And
see.
I haven't I'm not like really in touch with her, but I'm pretty sure I met her like even through like a Facebook channel, and that's how I found her YouTube channel. If I'm
I see.
remembering, it's been so long, but it was like I seen you streaming with her, and I was like, I know that's somebody I've known forever. I wonder how they met because I know she doesn't come to my channel. Like she's not a what I mean. She doesn't watch my channel or anything.
Yes.
Or that's
Yes,
pretty
she
cool.
had a problem with his sight, so it's very difficult for her to be to enjoy the streams because she couldn't. There are things that she cannot see.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, we are going to do a story. I need to invent the story because I am the storyteller of the pair, and, and she is going to make art with that subject, and I'm going to do art too at the same time. And I have something in mind. I want to do like a short story for kids, and I want to illustrate that story.
Oh, fun.
So I don't know how many illustrations I will be able to do tomorrow, but yes, we are going to do that.
Teresa is playing with ink pads and embossing folders. That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
She went to a yard sale yesterday and bought a vintage Navajo turquoise and silver cross and a vintage check faceted glass bead flapper necklace. Oh, a flapper necklace. Ooh. Welcome back, Anina.
Navajo cross must be something that they used to after the colonization,
Yeah.
because Navajo people doesn't have a cross as a symbol
Right.
until the colonization.
Yeah. Okay, so I am at a loss as to what I want to do with the rest of those. Let's go back to this now. Yeah, Native American.
I'm sure it's probably it's not an older piece. It might be maybe a Native American that has
Yes, it's maybe, but could be
more.
because after that lot of them were Christians.
They were forced Christians.
Yes. Uh-huh. Well, and a lot do jewelry specifically for the whites. They do it for the
They do.
Yeah.
Income. Yeah, for sure.
Yep, income. Just like the casinos. Not dumb. Not dumb.
Yeah.
I love how he wants to be part of the stream.
Yeah.
No, si tratas de calmarlas un poco.
Meanwhile, I can't get Jug to look at the screen, let alone be vocal in here.
I'm sorry, but this is no longer a kid thing. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Doesn't bother me any.
It is vintage. I researched it. It said it was Navajo art. It's worth $3.95 according to the research. Huh? Very interesting. Well, what is considered vintage now?
Yeah.
When I shop and they say vintage and it's an 80s or a 90s piece, I'm like, wait, there's even 2000, early 2000s are considered vintage in some pieces. It's like, what?
I know.
What?
What's happening with the world?
Now I know what it felt like for my grandparents in the 80s when we would pick up something from the 50s and say it was vintage. Now I know what they felt like, or that we got some of their pictures and was like, oh, this is vintage. This is going to go well on eBay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No,
Jasper hurt herself at the car wash.
What? Jasper?
How'd you do that? Well, I was having the same.
Oh, maybe the wet ground. Are you suing? I used to have this guy that I worked with. We were acquaintances. We weren't friends, but I worked with him at a call center, and he used to call it fall at the mall day. So like when it was raining outside and how your feet would get wet and you'd walk in the mall and the floors are slippery because they were usually linoleum or whatever. And he used to call it fall whenever it was raining. He'd come in and be like, oh, it's fall at the mall day. I think he used to work like for an insurance company or something. And that's where he got it from. But I always thought that was funny.
That is funny.
And that was like when I was like 18, so I remember it all the way from then. That fall at the mall day whenever it's raining.
Well, I used to sell at a local museum, so we would have to volunteer there once a week at least when we were selling stuff. So I would be looking around this museum and going, I have one of those, and I have one of those, and I have one of those. And I don't feel old enough to have stuff that belongs in a museum, guys.
Right.
Seriously, that's just wrong.
I just was watching a TV show that was showing they put a disc player in a museum, a CD Sony player in a museum. I'm like, what? What? In a museum? I think it was like one of the Smithsonian museums.
The computer I learned with, it's in the museum several years ago already.
I suppose we need to go be put in the museum.
Yes, I think so.
They would take care of us. They'd dust us. They'd keep us all night.
That would be good. Definitely.
They'd keep us fed so that we look good for the people that came to see us. Might not be a bad gig.
Maybe.
I think it's the best thing we can.
Hey, Belinda.
Hi, Belinda.
Welcome.
Come on in. Take a seat. Listen to our silly stories.
Yeah, we're just blathering. We're jumping around all over the place. But it
That,
was
that comes when I'm in the channel. I can change a subject so fast, and people don't even realize that I've changed it.
oh, I know that feeling. But that's where we started making these, because they had ladies who were quilting, and this is like an old Mennonite design. So the fat, you can have your thread and just pull it, and it doesn't bounce all over your desk or your quilt or whatever, right?
That's a great. Them Amish are so smart. Mennonite Amish.
Yeah. So because my husband does woodworking, he's kind of got a contract with them to keep them supplied with those. So
Oh, nice. It's kind of like how the quilters have that little bowl usually, they can put their ball in and roll, and it doesn't roll all over the floor.
Yeah.
Good deal, Teresa. Good deal.
Very cool, Teresa.
As my dad, my family were resellers. They and my dad always used to say, it's only worth what someone's going to pay for it. A penny's just a penny until someone's willing to pay more.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
You can look because he started in coins.
Okay.
And then they went to baseball cards and comic books. And then my mother was like, well, I'm going to start selling antiques and stuff. And so they did that. They lived on that for quite a few years after they did it. They started it, and my dad worked, and they just did it on the weekends at first when I was living at home. Then when I moved out, they did it full time. My sister remembers it more than I know about it because, of course, they're my family and I visit, but I don't know all the ins and outs of the business like my sister does.
Yeah.
That always stuck with me when he said that, because I always thought, oh yeah, wow, because it was $100. It was $100 penny. Like he used to get bags of pennies. This is what I remember of him. He was my stepdad, and anyway, I remember him just having huge cloth bags, like Muslim bags that he would go to the bank to get, that he gave money and they gave him a big bag of pennies, and he would sit in the living room in his underpants and look through these bags, and he had found an old penny, and in the book it said it was worth $100, and I was all amazed at that. I was like, oh wow. And we were talking about, and that's when he said that line to me. It's a penny's a penny until someone wants to pay more for it. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I fully understood that at the time, but boy, as I've grown older and wiser, boy, does that make sense, because I find stuff all the time, especially, now that I'm spending so much time on Whatnot and I'm thinking about it more than I ever have,
Yeah.
It's like, that is so true, and you see people that are, some channels, people spend $200 on a blouse, and then you go and see that exact same blouse on another channel, and the people can't even sell it for $1, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Well, I have a girlfriend that has such a good eye. She does a lot of thrift shopping, but she found a sapphire ring. She paid $2 for it, and it's white gold and a big sapphire, and it was appraised at over $900.
Wow, good.
So
those are the kinds of things you just get insurance on, and you just hold on for the rest, for your family and stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Antique Roadshow. You watch that, and it's like, I love when they come on and someone thinks they have something so good. No, although I feel sad for the person, but they think they have something so good, and they're like, maybe $5. Or it's not really worth anything except your family, if it's important to your family, things like that. It's like, oh, I feel bad for them because they were so, they've held on to it for 100 years and passed it on, and here you have somebody that says, oh, that's nothing. There's nothing. They found that's a piece of trash that they've been holding on to for 30 years or 100 years because it means something to them,
Yeah.
I need to make predictions So I was thinking, not that I think that that is going to happen now, but someday you need to do it. I don't want my kids to have problems when I'm gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I am going to do a journal, like something with pictures, so they can say, ah, these were something, this not.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I have a lot of things that were something, but I have things that my mother gave me.
Right.
So that I want to they to recognize over the other things.
Yeah. Well, Miriam, how many children do you have? I just thought you had one.
Five,
How many?
five.
Nice.
Miriam.
Sorry.
Oh my goodness. What were you doing? You have 5. I did not know. I
Let
thought you.
me tell you what I was doing.
This isn't that kind of channel.
This is for another channel. Okay.
I had no idea you had 5 children.
Yes,
Wow.
I
How
have
many
4
grandbabies?
boys and 1 girl.
4 boys and 1 girl. Oh,
And
you are.
now I have also my political children. Like
You're
they are not my children, but they are mine.
right.
So yes.
Huh.
And I have 3 grandkids.
3 babies. Yay.
Grandkids are the best.
Yes.
You can give them back. I'm waiting for them.
I am waiting they to be more near me.
Are they all in Argentina or? Yeah.
Yes, yes. Except Maxi that is with me.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. See, I knew Max, and I thought you had one more because I believe I remember you talking about grandchildren. I didn't believe that they were Maxie, so I was like, but hi, that surprised me. There you go. No, now we know facts. We know some facts about Miriam.
Yeah. Now you know.
Now, the more you know.
Now you can't unsee. And I have my kids in a decade.
Oh wow!
I was pregnant in the 80s. I had my first. No, I was pregnant in 1981.
That's when you started in '81.
Yes, he was born in December, and so it's 9 months early. It's still in the 91, in the 81.
Mm-hmm.
And my last one, I have it on September, at the end of September of 1989. So it was.
You just stayed pregnant the whole decade. You didn't get to enjoy the '80s.
No, no.
You're pregnant the whole time.
All the time. All the time.
You had the babies. All the
But I enjoy it very much because I was thrilled to be pregnant.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
I thought I was made to be pregnant, but God only gave me one, and I'm blessed with him. But you know, when the doctor said, "Well, how many children are you wanting to?" and I told her 6. I thought I was going to have 6, and I have one. I have one angel baby, but then that's that's all God blessed me with.
That's important.
But I was a nanny. I was a nanny for 6.5 years, and I consider her and her brother my kiddos. And then it wasn't just her and the little girl Haley, and then her brother that I watched. There was about a year where I watched some other children. I was a live-in nanny with them, and I watched their kids. But I consider those ones that I was with for the 6 years. They're my kids and grandkids.
Of course.
Sounds like she was enjoying it very much. We're not going there, Teresa. That's the other channel.
Yes, other one.
That's funny. That's my grandma. She had all of her children right in a row. you know, she'd get pregnant, and as soon as I guess the doctor said she was alive, she was pregnant again. Like every 11 months, she was popping out a baby. and then and then and then they thought they were done, and then they had 3 more.
Oh,
And they're close, you know, in age, and that's what happened. That's why my one aunt is only 6 years older than me, because you know, I guess they decided to do the wild thing, I guess, and have more kids.
I had in total 9 pregnancies.
9.
Wow.
Yes, but I have problems with some of them, so I have only 5 kids.
So you have a few angel babies waiting for you too.
Yes.
I think about it quite often that, oh, I'm gonna get, you know, I for some reason I feel I have a little girl up in heaven. I don't know. I lost her. It was, you know, the baby was too young, but that's what I think. I'm probably gonna be surprised. It was gonna be like this masculine man or something when I get a. I've been calling you Candy this whole time.
Well, you could just change it to the song Candyman.
There you go. It's probably what happened. I'm like, that's a dumb name. You can't name your child that. I don't know why I thought that would be. I'm sure that's probably not what the end name would be, but for some reason, that's what I always thought. That's like my aunt wanted to name her daughter Penelope. And she was like, this is going to be a Penelope. I want to call her Penny. She's going to be a Penelope. And then she was born. She named her Emily.
That's a little bit farther off than Penelope.
Well, let me tell you, I have one child that never was born because I wanted another girl. And this child is going to be called Tamara. So I can call her Tammy.
Tammy?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't know Tammy.
That was just what you wanted.
Yes, I never had another girl. Only boys.
Well, my mother says when I was born, she was holding me, and I was born Pamela. And she was just about ready to do the birth certificate, and she changed it to Rebecca. She said she was holding me, calling me Pamela, and she said, you just didn't look like a Pamela to me. And I changed it to Rebecca. And I was like,
well, that's my great. Last one, it's called Danielle.
Danielle.
Yes, but it's very interesting. Why? When I had my last one, I was alone in the operation room, and the nurse said, how do we call him to put in the crib? And I didn't have, because my last one was born at the 8th month, not at the 9th.
Mm-hmm.
So he was born 1 month earlier. And we didn't have a boy name because I so wanted another girl that I only had girl names.
You are manifesting. You're like, if I only pick a girl name, I will have a girl, right? You're just like, that's how it works.
Yes. But
I wish it worked that way.
Between the 4th and the 5th, I lost one pregnancy, and we already had the name for him. That was because in the Bible, we have my 4th boy, it's Ezekiel.
Mm-hmm.
So after Ezekiel, the next book in the Bible, it's Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was pregnant for that pregnancy that never happened, we thought that thing that it will be Daniel because it's the next book in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
But that time passed. I was pregnant again. We never talk about it again. And then I was open in the operation room, and my boy was born, and she said, "What? How can? What we name it?" And I said, "Him." And I said, "We don't have a name." He said, "Never mind. Give me a name. I put it in the crib. I need to put a name in the crib. After that, you can change it." Okay, so I remember that, and I said, "Daniel." And when I arrived to my room, I received flowers. I see the cards, and it's for the mother of Daniel. And everybody came and said, "How is Danielito? How is
Aw.
Daniel?" I couldn't change the name after
Aw.
that.
That's good though. I mean, it's unusual, but I love that.
Yes, I think so. It's
Does he
something
like it?
interesting.
Has he ever said anything about it?
No,
Or
no, he didn't complain about his name. No,
no? Hmm.
no, no.
Hmm.
He was
That's okay.
content. Oh, I see. A little elephant here.
Okay, so this is the block printing ink I put down. It does smudge. I put some water down, it does smudge out. So the block printing ink does not dry hard. It does say it's water soluble,
Which
but
one is that one, did you say?
I've got, where did I put it? There, here. Whoop. This is block printing ink.
Oh, block printing ink. Okay, I didn't. Okay, yeah. So it's smudge. That's interesting that smudges.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's usually for linoleum prints and whatever, but you can use it as long as it's the last thing that you put on the page. If you're using like a
Yeah,
block.
Right.
I told her
Right.
because I bought some inks, and I was intended to do a linotype, like a printmaking, and with a one color. And then I was intended to put on the jelly plate to have colors there. And but mine it's oil based, not water based.
You use oil-based stuff on your gel plate, Miriam?
No, in my gel plate.
No.
I will the ink for the printmaker. It's oil based, not water based as
Right.
yours.
Right. Okay.
Everything I found here, but one, it's upside down.
Oh, big mess. Big mess. Kid. Oy.
Definitely have to figure out my lighting situation. It drives me crazy. I'm so used to it being so bright, and I feel like I'm sitting in the dark in here.
Yeah, I've got a fluorescent light just over here. It kind of hangs over my table, and I'm finding that it's making white stuff really glary lately. That it's
Yeah, I have two lights here, plus the light up in the ceiling. And some days I feel that I have no light.
yeah.
Some days it's glaring, that it's something.
Yep, yep.
Hmm.
So quiet.
It is very quiet. What's the matter with us?
I don't know. But it's freaky to me when it's so quiet like that. For someone that talks too much, then when it gets silent like that, it kind of scares me.
I get it. I get it.
What happened? Why are all so quiet suddenly?
I get quiet when I'm concentrating on something, so I tell people I'm concentrating. But yeah, it's weird when on my channel if there's not sound going, there's not some
Yeah.
noise making.
Oh. You know, when you clean your brushes off in muck water, they don't come clean.
No, no. Thank you, though. That's good information to share. Let everybody know that's not.
Yeah, well, not everybody keeps muck water around.
You need to come clean.
I think more people than one that will admit keep muck water. I think there's some that will admit it, but I think there's some muck water hoarders out there that don't realize that it's okay.
This is good stuff, you know.
Yeah. Don't be afraid. Stand up for your muck water.
I edged this flower with that muck water. Look at how nice and mucky that is.
I tried some interrogation techniques on my brushes, but I tell them, you need to come clean. No, they don't.
Yeah. Well, my brushes, I definitely like to get them clean. Obviously, my pen nibs, not so much.
I have some brushes that's like, they can sit in there, and if they get ruined, it's okay. But I have some that it's like, no, those get to come out. Those aren't going to sit in the water. They have to go get cleaned in real water.
Yeah.
Usually my like the paint brushes that I use for my glues and stuff, I sit in there so because they stay soft.
Right.
Then they'll go hard and they won't really be worth much. Can't use those.
Very true. But I mean, if I've got like really fine liner brushes and things, I like to keep those clean as possible.
Yeah.
What's a muslin bag? Anina wants to know what a muslin bag is, guys.
A bag made out of muslin?
It's like a shopping bag. Well, I guess it could be any kind of bag. You could be drawstrings or whatever, but muslin is
like this. This is unbleached muslin. It's a fabric. It's a cotton. Usually, it's 100% cotton, and you use it a lot of times. Dressmakers use it for draping or for the pattern to make sure that it fits. It's like for patterns. Yeah. Like we were always taught, you make your outfit out of muslin because it's cheaper, and then you do all your sizing and your fixing on with the muslin, and then you go and you buy the more expensive fabric that you actually want to make it out of. But they come in different weights. The weave is different on all of them. You can get different types of weave, but you can see that it's like a cotton woven fabric, and you see the spots in there. So it's not a really, it's not a real well washed fabric. It's just, it's like a, so, and I guess they make a bag out of that. Probably.
I think shopping bags and stuff made out of it.
That's what they're using them, trying to.
Dye's nice and.
Yeah, right, exactly. It's because it's cotton. It's gonna take dyes nicely. Yeah, print. If they print on them.
Right. So it's just a light to medium weight cotton.
Yeah. Yep. And they do have it that it's dyed, or not dyed, bleached. And they have some whites. But different weights. Yeah. Different. I was just looking around my room. I do have different weights in all of them.
No muck water for Belinda?
She's like, that sounds really gross.
I have, because I use these plastic cups, I probably have 5 of them sitting beside the sink in the bathroom down here, because I like it to evaporate so that it's just a little bit darker when I use it.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, is your husband allowed downstairs?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He just shakes his head.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I'm supposed to keep my door shut when I'm not in here. Nobody comes in here. I mean, very seldom. Shannon will come in here to vacuum for me when she's like doing the haul and stuff. She'll open the door and vacuum and pick up the little pieces on the floor that's hard for me to bend over and pick up. So that's kind of nice. But I like it, but I don't like it because that's usually when she comes out of the room and I get an earful. So
see, he can't say anything because his entire shop is the same way mine is, but his is covered in sawdust and pieces of wood, right? But I mean, I used to have just 2 separate rooms down here, one for fiber and one for muck and paint and stuff. But now I've taken over the whole basement because we had to take out some walls.
Perfect.
Because one of our joists was twisting, so we had to do some
work. I was like, hey, no, you get a bigger space. I like it.
Yeah, me too.
Yes.
I've taken over the whole house beside my recliner somehow. I don't know how. But somehow beside my recliner has become overwhelmed with stuff, and it's beside the recliner needs to be cleaned up somehow. Because what happens is I take projects out there and I work on them, then they sit beside, and then the next time I go in, I'm like, oh, I want to take, because being in a wheelchair, it's like I think of something, I take as much as I can with me. So I gather all the stuff, and I have like a tray that I keep on my lap so I can carry stuff. So I put all the stuff on the tray, then I go out to the chair and I'm working on it. Like I was working on beads the other day, and then I put them beside, in boxes. It's not like beads, they're in little sections or like little tubs like this. And then one day, I was doodling. So I have my bag of pens and my book, and I doodle, and then I'm done with it. It sits beside, it doesn't come back in this room.
Right.
Not that I don't know why, lazy. I don't know.
Yeah, because, see, I'll take stuff upstairs. I'm in the basement. This is the basement, right? I will take stuff upstairs, and it doesn't always come back down because my hands are full when I'm coming back down.
With something else, something new that you purchased for the room.
Well, not necessarily, but I'll be carrying my tablet and my coffee, and it's kind of hard to hold on to the railing or the wall to come back down for me, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of times I leave stuff upstairs because I've only got 2 hands. And when it gets really overwhelming, I'll throw things in a box and he'll bring it down for me. And it's like new toys down here, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot I had that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's when Gatton is here, I get him to, I'll be like, can you help me take his stuff in the room? He's like, why? You're just going to bring it right back out.
My grandson's like that. They're about the same age. So yeah, my grandson's like that. It's kind of like, really, Grammy? Really? Yes. Yeah. Yes, really.
How old is your grandson?
The oldest is 18.
Yeah. Gatton's 19. He'll be 20 this year. And I get that. And his whole way of thinking, and because I've asked him, quick complaints, he says, but I don't understand, Mom, if you're going to bring it right back out here, why don't we just leave this out here? Like that's his thought process on, why clean it up? You're going to use it again, or you're going to, that's his whole thought process on everything.
Tell him, why do you need to eat today if you ate yesterday?
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Dude. Why do you shower?
Yeah. 6 times a day.
Well, I finished. That's
Did
it.
you?
Yes.
Ooh, it looks great. Look at
Okay,
that.
I'm gonna make you big. Gonna make you big, Miriam. Hang on. I have to find my cursor. You know the way I am.
Wait.
These two screens just do it to me all the time. Okay, you're big.
Here is it. Now
It's
I am
gorgeous.
going to put
Wow.
it a little bit closer.
It
So
looks
you-
like a bag full of toys that person's holding.
Does.
Like a bag, the bag of toys.
Good idea. Good
Yeah.
idea. So as you can see, most of them are upside down.
I love it. Good eye, Miriam. Great eye.
Thank you.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So you just drop paint on or ink on and then make it up as you go
And
along?
then I start to, yes, to
Visualize.
see on it.
All right.
Yeah,
Very fun.
I like it.
thank you. Oh, thank you, Jasper. It's like to explode. Yes, it is. It's like it.
Like that
Yeah.
game I Spy.
It's not a he, it's a she.
She's. Yeah, it looks like a mama coming with a bag of toys for her kids. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
Look what I bought. Okay, now I can put everything.
What did you buy? Yeah. Oh, never mind. I got it now. Yeah, yeah. But it's almost like one of those I Spy books. Remember, like you could
Yeah.
get hardcover books for the kids, and how many marbles do you see? And
Yep.
Oh yeah, that could be so nice to put someone here. I said, what do you see here?
that yellow cross at the bottom looks like a jack. Remember playing
Yep.
jacks? Remember stepping on the darn things?
Mhm.
And you can say, what do you see? A crazy lady drawing.
No,
Ah,
no, no.
I am aware of my craziness and I'm very fond of it.
Well, you know what? I think we've all got it to the same kind of extent, really. You know,
Just have to admit it. That's all.
that's right. I'm perfectly willing to admit that I'm a little off the wall occasionally.
Yep.
Fortunately, I am a little off because if not, I will be the same as many people.
Yes,
And I
I
don't
agree.
want to be the same.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be unique.
Exactly.
Unusual. I want to be individual,
Yes.
my-
Yeah,
not that like everybody else. Yep.
exactly.
It's what keeps life interesting, you know? Like, seriously.
Mhm. So I will need to do
Can't
a
imagine being like other people. Well, you know what I mean? Like,
yes, yes, we
Or
know. And I was telling in my stream that I see that sometimes people that I know they stream the same subject that I did or others did. It's because we have the same influences. So I told them, you need to start to watch another people. If not, we will be like those village where everyone it's at last after a little one secluded village that after a time they are all belong to the same family.
right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So they are all the same. Like you see one, you see all of them.
Yeah.
And you don't
Yep.
need to be like that.
well, that's like I was saying at the beginning, why I like to do the group play on Sunday because we're all doing ink, but we're all doing it our way.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
this way we can influence other people, that they
It's
can
not like, okay, we took ink and everybody, let's all draw the same thing with ink, Yeah.
yeah.
yes.
It's everybody is doing their own thing, making art,
Yeah,
but just with the
Mhm.
same medium.
right.
Hmm.
And I think that's really important for people to see that even though we're using the same medium, we're doing it in different ways.
Of course, we approach it differently.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. Well, that's a mess.
Oh, thank you, Belinda. And Jasper says the colors work so well together.
They
Yeah,
do. Your
that's
colors are lovely.
that's my color theory. I will tell you. Use every color in the rainbow,
Yes.
and then everything will match. Why? Will go good together because if this red doesn't go well with this purple, it will be okay with this orange.
That's right.
Orange goes well with the purple, so then you have the connection.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. All right. All right. All right.
All right, Mitzi. Let's put some things aside so I don't need to work hard after this thing. Because not everything fits in my. Oh, what I do? We will not be able to close this. I have a lot of like I want to work with gouache.
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 I've never worked with gouache.
Dana sent me some. Speaking of Dana, where is she?
I don't know where she is.
She's probably, I'm down, she got lost. She gets lost.
I think
I think she's
she
been
made
busy lately.
Yeah.
that term.
Her son's graduated and all that
Oh,
got
exactly.
done, and so she's finally she's getting herself back together.
Yeah.
It's a lot, I remember, with that.
She needed that term. Turn left when she needed to turn right, and that's it. She didn't make it to the school.
Okay, so I'm playing with pencil crayons now. Done with the inks. Done with the inks.
I'm still following the rules because I'm a rule follower.
Well,
Are you a sheep?
Shh.
I'm a black sheep. I'm a black.
Yeah, I am a black sheep too.
Well,
Oh, Marley. This is Becca's too. Stamping ink. Marron simple.
you're gonna stamp some ink?
Yes.
Okay.
Everything she sold me. Everything. I went to have a great time with Phipps, and I've been involved in that auction that you want to buy everything. And you said, okay, $1 is nothing, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. Okay, it's nothing.
Right? It all adds up all of a sudden.
But I am enjoying everything.
Good.
But
That's
that's good, you know, especially because maybe you can't get the same kinds of things that we can get here.
That's
I can because today with Amazon you can.
oh yeah, with Amazon, right?
Right.
Amazon, Temu, whatever. It's everything. It's the same. With the globalization, you know,
Which is so crazy because there's different Amazons for different countries. You go and it's .ca or .uk, whatever.
No,
And
it's only for no, it's the distribution center. It's not that it's different.
Right. Yep.
No, I just want to highlight something with.
Don't you want to show someone else? Because I am
Oh.
out.
Okay,
already.
Becca, what are you doing?
I'm doodling on this heart that I printed out or I stamped out with my ink on my paper, and I'm just filling it in with off the colors. I'm just coloring.
Just coloring?
Yeah, just kind of filling it in and doing some doodling here and there.
This is was it's really big.
See,
wanna
you're going to
show
show something,
something.
and now you're not
And I
big.
said, oh, I can't. It's okay. It wasn't something very important.
Well, I was just highlighting some stuff with a white pencil crayon. That's what I was doing. I guess I could use ink, but I think the ink would be too harsh. You know what I mean? That. Well, let's try one with ink. Okay, I'll go back to the ink, guys. You've convinced me. You've convinced me. Put the pencil crayons away. Go back to the ink. Oh,
Were you a school teacher, Kim?
me? No.
Oh, okay. It must be somebody else I'm thinking of.
I have taught art, like kids art and art therapy, and I would do evening classes for adults, but I was not a school teacher.
I don't know why I thought that. Is the temperature getting hot over there, Mrs. Not Mrs. Gigi, Miriam?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hotter by the day.
Yep.
I would like some summer temperatures.
Oh, they're coming. And then you're going to be like, I'm ready for winter.
Well, not until my garden grows.
Right. I want some fresh veggies.
Maxi, puedes empezar a cocinar, hijo. I told my son he can start cooking.
What's he going to cook? What's for supper or breakfast? Supper.
I think it will be hamburger and salad.
Oh, nice.
That sounds yummy. Sounds like a good one.
It does sound yummy. Okay, so I put pencil crayon on. Now I'm going to go over it in ink. Just because.
Just because.
Just because. Ooh. You can tell how long we've been playing because I don't know about you, but my hand's not quite as steady as it was when we started.
Yeah, I'm holding my pen. I have to hold my pen. I can't hold it my normal way because my hand is just not. My hand's kind of set, or my thumb. I have arthritis in my thumb, and
I don't know which planets are you? But I am for my second drawing, and my hands are sweating.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We're good. We're good. And this is the other thing too, right? That people can see how we adapt when we're doing something and we have difficulties,
Oh yeah,
Yes,
definitely.
of course.
right?
Yes.
I think that's another big thing that
That,
Yes.
there's lots of people, yeah, that can't sew or can't knit anymore because of their,
right,
their arthritis. So yeah, it's great to watch because you can learn different styles that you can then still do what you love to do. It just might be a little bit different, might look a little different.
exactly. Exactly.
It's Mrs. Gigi and I talked about holding the pen like this.
Oh,
I had a
oh,
friend that used to hold their pen like this, and
If I have my brace on, I have to hold it like that.
mm-hmm. Do you ever brace that hold your thumb out like this?
I do.
Yeah, yeah, I sleep with that one,
No, that,
especially if I'm having a flare up. Is
yeah,
your arthritis down in here?
yes. Well,
Yeah,
here. Yeah, yeah.
I can't see you, but okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
mine is right down. It's like right when I've gotten shots, but it's right down, right in here, and yeah, it's miserable.
It
It's not.
is. It is.
It affects a lot. You don't realize how much
And
I'm
one
too
thing,
young. Sorry, I don't have arthritis.
but I've also, you don't have arthritis, Miriam. You're very, very fortunate.
Yeah,
I have it early because of my wheelchair, and transferring, putting my hands like
yes, of
this
course.
and
Right.
picking myself up,
Yeah.
that's what it's from.
Well,
You
I
know,
damaged mine
I,
from crocheting.
Oh,
mm,
So, and then it caused arthritis, right? So,
yeah.
but I find if my hands aching, if I've been doing a lot of drawing or crocheting, I can still do beadwork because I hold it differently, right? So I
Right.
think that's why I
Yeah.
have so many different stinking hobbies, is because I have to create and
What doesn't hurt, and then you find something that doesn't hurt you. Yeah. I
right.
think that's such a good point. I the same thing. That is such a good point. How about I just looked up at the screen at this and it looks like I have a white stencil on here and I'm
It
stenciling.
does. It does. I like it.
I just sort of looked at the screen like in person it doesn't look like that, but on the screen, heck yeah, it does.
Oh, yeah, it does. Okay, Jasper just asked, what are we doing next week? Can it be something that includes upcycling things into art, or maybe artsy envelopes make happy mail? What do you guys think?
I'm always good with
I'm
upcycling.
open to anything you want.
We can
Upcycling is always a good
upcycle.
thing.
We can upcycle. Okay.
Because we kind of did trash to treasure, right, that last week, but that's a little bit different, you know. I mean, well, it makes what you take to what you I guess what we personally think of it, but when I think of it, I think of upcycling a little bit different than my trash to treasure like last week.
Yeah. Okay, let's do upcycling.
Looks like we are going to upcycle.
Upcycle. There we go.
All my beads that I take off old necklaces, that's upcycling.
It is. It
So
is.
there's all kinds of things we can do with that.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to just show you what I did. So I did these little scale things,
Nice.
but I did it originally with
Ah,
pencil and then decided to do it with pen. So,
That's
but
very
nice.
just
nice.
just doing some. And then you know what? I'm just going to cut these out and throw them on journal pages, just as little doodle whatevers, wherevers, you know, odd things, odd things. Okay, Jasper has wallpaper and fabric she wants to use. Beck, I'm going back to you because yours is really interesting.
Oh,
It's reached that stage where it's punching out now, and it's just stunning.
oh, thank you.
Yes.
I like to. It's kind of funny how all three of us have done something like this, but again, all three of us, it's totally different.
It is.
Yes. This.
Same kind of idea, but totally different. And that's the kind of stuff I love on my channel, is getting people to understand that just because, one, I don't want yours to look like mine. I want it to look like you. You know, what is you? Sometimes people have a real hard time with that. Like, they have a real hard time watching a video or watching somebody else art, and they make it just like they make it, you know?
Yeah. Okay, Anina, thanks for coming, hon.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Well, I mean, that's like when I was teaching art therapy because I had groups, right? And
Outside the boxes, I have a whiskey box.
ooh,
Found. I need to upcycle these.
okay, there you go. That is a very nice box, definitely.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hi.
I don't
Hi.
know, but no whiskey inside.
Oh, darn.
Next time, you need to find with whiskey.
No, we really don't.
Can you imagine our stream if we all were drinking whiskey?
Oh, yeah, I can. It would definitely not
Watch
be
out,
that for
Dana
children.
might be able to outdrink us all.
It definitely wouldn't be for children, that's for sure.
Ya le estoy haciendo esto.
Ese es parecido al estilo que hago yo.
Esto,
No, el
el otro, puede ser
parecido.
parecido, parecido. Sí.
But yeah, Becca, that's you know, like I was saying, I was teaching art therapy, and I had one young woman who came up to me and she said, I really appreciate the fact that you just let us do it our way, because when I was in school, I always had to do it the teacher's way.
Right. And you got graded on that. And that, I didn't ever understood that. You know, it's like you're graded on, you're shown how to do it. And if it wasn't their way, then you're graded on that. And it's like,
Right.
that doesn't make sense, because my way, of course, was cooler.
Well, yeah, and it felt better, right? Like
Mhm.
when you're constricted, you don't like it.
Yes. Right.
Right? Well, I sure didn't like it. Like,
Right.
you want me to do it that way? No, it's not going to happen. So she was really thankful that I just let them, you know, I gave them the supplies, and okay, today we're doing self-portraits. And so they did it they just grabbed different things out of the bin kind of thing, and they made self-portraits, and they were wonderful. So it just, I know that schools have curriculum they have to follow for art, that people have to learn certain ways of doing things.
Right. Right.
But you also have to let somebody be free to do it. You
And
know?
there's also art is so individualized that what they need to do is they need to make it more open for art, because there, you know, you have art history, which is totally different than giving somebody pen and paper to art with. You don't need to know art history to make art.
No.
You know, and some people think that if you're going to be like Picasso, it has to have Picasso influences and such. Why can't you just draw something that is your art?
Yeah.
I you know, I don't understand that. You know, there's I don't understand art, to be honest with you, like the way that what makes something so popular, that's why that is popular. You know, it all that to me it's more of a standing. It's more of a social thing. It has nothing to do with the art piece.
Right.
I'm sorry, it just doesn't. So this artist started using oils first. Okay, that's great. What did they, what did they come up with? This is a horrible piece of art, but it was done in oil because it was the very first oil. Okay, that's why it's popular, because it was the very first, not that it was a great piece of art or whatever. I'm just using that for an example. I'm just,
I get it though. I get it.
Yeah. That's how I feel, like, the Pittsburgh guy.
Salvador Dali.
I don't know the validity of that because I had education, so I
Yes.
don't know what happened when we don't have that education.
Right. Oh, right. I hear you. Right.
Anyways,
Well, and your dad was so talented and had the art under, where
yes.
a lot of us don't have that,
Not only that, we used to go to museums to, like, it wasn't only to see my dad. We used to have classes about art. So all of that, you see, it's a part of the education on art.
Yes.
So I don't know what happened when we don't have that and you do art.
Right. Yeah, you are totally different than somebody that, like me, that didn't have any any influence. I mean, I love the museums and such, but it wasn't like I was going and getting taught about. It was, I was attracted to what was attracted to me. I didn't know if it was a collector piece or if it was somebody off the street that they pulled their collection in to show. It didn't matter to me. It was what was attracting my eye.
Right. Belinda said structured environment. That's
what I'm talking. Yeah.
Relating to the school. Belinda,
Yeah.
school art classes. See, my dad carved, he painted, he built furniture. He also was very, very creative. My mother, on the other hand, was very practical. She knit, but she would just knit clothes, and
Everything had to have a reason why you're
had
making
a
it.
purpose, right?
Yeah. I mean, my mother made those chevron crocheted blankets like crazy in the 70s.
Yeah.
We had one for each car. We had one for each bed. We had one for all the couches and chairs. I remember, the green and the black and the purple, or not the purple. There was that one in the bin, right? It was, there was a green and black. I remember a green and white one. There was orange. She had an orange one. It was, I just remember these chevron blankets, just the chevron up and down that are very popular for the.
Yeah.
For that era.
Yeah. And my mom knit, she didn't crochet. So, I crocheted. So I did granny squares. The old granny squares, the ones that had the big holes in them. So they were cold blankets.
I'm also using thick pen. These are, I think, 1.6 millimeter pens. These are big, thick pens. So that's something I don't have, I'm not making micro lines. So keep that in mind too, that it does matter. I love using these, and I like my micros.
Yeah.
To make smaller. I like that. But this is also, I think this is like,
it makes a statement.
Yes. When you add the microns, it's almost like that's your finishing.
Yeah.
Go in with those and make those tiny lines, and like what you did with the white, make it stand up. So I did want to point that out, that these are nice, and I love these. I love these pens. Beth thinks that she gets globs with them. I don't know why. It might be the Florida temperature. I mean, I'm in Texas. Maybe they're wet there and we're not. I don't have the clumping issue.
Who
Very
makes them, Becca? Who makes them?
This is them. They're the Bic Crystal.
Okay.
They're the extra bold. That's what I like, but I've always liked a big, thick pen.
Me too. Well, I either go super fine or the big thick. I get you.
Yeah, these are 1.6. You're talking, that's a
Thick
pretty,
crystal.
yeah, that's pretty big. And when I first found them, I told her, and Becky Waters went out and she's like, oh, I need to try it. And she loves them too. Beth, I think, like I said, and Becky is in Utah. So very well, as we know, our art supplies act different in different environments.
They really do.
So it just may be I either told her she probably maybe got a bad batch, or it's the environment. But I love these things. I mean,
I'm gonna have to get some.
you can't do small lines with them.
Nope, that would
six.
make me happy.
You know,
Sometimes I like to see the lines.
Yeah. But if I have time, I'm gonna maybe add some of the thinner, the microns.
I have to write that down. Big crystal.
Yes. See, yeah, crystal Bics. I found the big pack of these on. Look at how many I've gone through. On Amazon is where I did, and I think that's where Becky found hers too.
Okay.
Oh.
Good to know. I will.
It's good to know that somebody else likes some thick. That doesn't sound very good.
True. Belinda says the teacher's way was the only way back then. They didn't think outside the box and let you think. No,
that's right.
feel. Yeah, no, Belinda, I agree.
Especially in art. I think it's come a little bit further because my son brought some pretty cool. I had him take, which I wish he would have taken a little bit more serious. I think he has more artistic in him than he lets on, because the things that he did bring home, I was like, oh, there's something there, but he doesn't really care for it.
Yeah,
he doesn't care for art. But I was really impressed with some of the things. I was in a smaller school, so we didn't get to do a lot of the bigger school kind of things like the clays and stuff. We couldn't do that because we didn't have a kiln and stuff. But he brought home a piece of clay work that I thought he did really well with. It sits up on his dress shelving unit, and he did this. He did one of those where you take a picture, you take something complicated like this, and you do the lines, the grid work, and then you take it and you take it to make it fit a big size piece of paper. Right. And his is like, I'm talking, it's like 14 by 24 or something. It's up on the wall. It's huge. And I thought that was very interesting to teach, because I didn't learn that until after I was out of school, that you could do something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's also he also has a mixed media piece of art that's out in my living room hanging on the wall. He brought out, he's like, can I put this out here? I don't want it to get ruined in my room. And he put it right on the wall with, it's just like, he has it up on top of another one of my piece of art, not my drawn artwork, but a piece of artwork I have on the wall. And he has it sitting like on top, leaned against the wall on top of it. I'm like, that looks good in here.
That is awesome that he's got the confidence to do that with his work where other people can see it, right?
Yeah, that is true, because I think most of mine went in the trash when I was younger. It was just like, I was done with it and it went in the trash. I don't think I have a piece of woodwork that my mother kept.
Okay.
That I made in wood shop, and that's on her wall. And I think a clay pot, like an air dry clay pot, like you remember the ball, you'd make a ball and you'd stick your thumb in it and you'd go around it. Yeah. I think I have one. She kept one of those but everything else, I think I wasn't very arty. I don't know. It just wasn't what I did when it was more clothing. I made my own clothes, and I was in a pageant, and my talent was upcycling clothing.
Cool.
And,
see, I would love to have a trashing show. Get the high school kids and get them to do a trashing show.
Yes. You should talk to the school and do it.
I don't think they've got home ec rooms anymore, though.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
It would have to be.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, I could probably convince the thrift store in the next town to do it. If they get some sewing machines in, maybe we could do a trash to treasure thing there. but they don't seem to get sewing machines in very often.
They're working sewing machines at
Yeah.
the thrift store. Yeah, you have to do work to get them to running again. But yeah, if you get those old ones running, man, they'll sew anything. They'll sew. Only thing they don't sew, they don't like knit. But they'll
no.
go through leather. They'll go through jean. They'll go through
Yeah.
Get those
Well,
old ones going. That's
I've
my mother's
got-
little Kenmore.
I've got 3 old ones. None of them are working right now. I really do have to get them in to get fixed because I love making denim quilts. And
Yeah, that's neat.
I love the weight of them.
Mm-hmm. They're like a weighted blanket.
Yeah.
My mother has one, and anytime I still go home, I'm like, "Where's that blanket? I love that thing." It's hers. It's denim, and it's filled with down, so it's heavy, and it just feels so comfy. It just well, I guess that's probably what the weighted blankets that are popular now probably feel like. It just feels like you're being hugged by your blanket. You don't move. You just lay there and get hugged.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has one. And I think actually it's made by the Amish. I think that's where she got it. I was a kid, and I think she got it from the Amish up home.
Well, we all had denim quilts, like me and my kids. I had them on my kids' beds. Made one for my mom, one for my father-in-law, and I don't have one that fits my bed because I've got a king-size bed now, but I sure miss it, I really miss it.
You gotta get that machine running so that you can make one.
I've got all the squares are cut out. I just have to do it. Do it.
Do it. Do it, woman.
Yeah. What you working on now, Miriam?
What?
What you working on now?
Oh, an optical illusion.
Ooh.
I think the only illusion is mine. But what can I say?
Yeah. Just doodling. Now we're just doodling.
In ink. In ink.
In ink.
Thinking.
Belinda says when she was in junior high and high school, girls were not allowed to take wood shop or drafting or auto shop. They were segregated only for the boys. We had home cooking and sewing only.
Oh.
In my 7th grade, I don't know how or why, but they made us take, it was kind of a requirement that you took wood shop and home ec. So there was only, 18 of us in my class, but all of us took a home ec and so we did cooking, and then we did a sewing project, and then in wood shop, I remember we did a, like the thing that's on my mother's wall is a whale.
Okay.
We did wood. The wood part was the body, and then we used tin for the fin, and then the spout coming out.
Interesting.
Belinda says home mech. I like that. That's all.
I went to different schools when I was young because my parents used to move a lot. So when I was in public school, we have like that, Belinda. We have, first of all, it was all girls, I think, is what I remember on this. And we had econo class and like not how to cook because the schools were not equipment for that, but we had sewing. Like we didn't have that. After that, I went to another school, and then in that school, yes, we had everything. Never mind what, and it was boys also.
Well, I
But
just laugh because I've had a restaurant, I've had a catering company, I taught cooking, and I failed home ec. But I got honors in auto.
That's funny.
that's funny. I finished my second
That's
one.
how it is. That's how it works.
Do you see what it is?
You graduated in 71?
You're about my mother's age then, I guess.
You graduated in 1971. Graduated what? High school or
Belinda,
college?
did you go to Woodstock in '69? My mother and my birth father were headed to Woodstock and their car broke down.
Oh,
Broke down right over the they got out of Pennsylvania right up to New York because they're from in Pennsylvania, and their car broke down, so she didn't get to go.
Oh.
They weren't one of those crazy hippies that walked it or hitchhiked. Mhm.
Guess I would have graduated in 76.
I graduated in 79 from high school, technical school, so I had 1 year more. The usual years. But it was 79. Almost ready to start having kids.
I was married in 78.
I was married in 79. First time.
Well, that was my first and last.
I love it so much that I said, why do it only once? Let's see.
Well, I was really hoping it would. Oh, this one's pretty though. I was really hoping it would seep through a little bit more, and it didn't. I would have had to use a heck of a lot of ink to get it to seep through. It really only is one layer is really good. This one's not bad. I mean, it's something I can do something with that. And I mean, these will be fun to sew on. They don't have to be.
Oh, you're going to embroider on them or bead on them?
Probably do some sort of sewing on them. Yep. Maybe this one. Yeah, for sure. This one will do something. That'll be great for on the front of one of my journals.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's definitely something I'm going to try again. I'm going to definitely try this again with some fabric. Just use a little bit more. I probably have to wet the fabric more. I just use my sprayer.
Yeah.
Taking it out, wet it more, and then maybe then a little bit more of the inks.
Yeah, I think a wetter fabric, then it would have more wicking.
Right, exactly. And I just used the spray and I didn't squish it down. I didn't iron it. Like maybe if I would have ironed it and then wet might have brought it over. I don't know. Maybe ironing it still would have given it, they would have laid it. Anyways, yeah, something, because I didn't push them together or nothing. I just literally.
Ladies, having finalized my second one and hearing the beep of the air fryer, I think I am going to
Oh,
go.
you're going to eat. That was the air fryer.
Yeah, it was the air fryer. So
I
in no
see.
time I'm
And
going.
now that I look, this one's not bad. I wish it would have had a little bit more.
Okay. This is
Yeah.
my
Okay, let's make Miriam big.
own one.
Oh, I like that. That's
Looks
fun.
good. And you did it so fast. That would have taken me at least a movie and a half.
I had half done without the color.
Oh, okay. I love not circles.
Yes, I
It's one of
love
my
it.
favorites to doodle.
Yes. So yes, thank you so much for
Well,
your
thank you,
time.
Miriam, for being here, for sharing your ink knowledge. And
Miriam,
the
is it a microphone you're moving around there?
No, it's my
Oh, it's your phone. Okay.
my phone with this that it's perfect for
Yeah, that's nice.
this. It's a magnet base.
Oh,
So it doesn't fall off. That's pretty nice.
Like that and doesn't go out.
Yeah, that's nice.
Doesn't fall. Yes. So
Speaking
I
of
have
phone, I'm not
this.
even sure why.
It's I can when I do some filming that it's for the shorts one. I
Mhm.
want I want this orientation, so it's
Right.
easier to do with my phone.
Right.
So I put my phone here like this, pointing to that, and I do it like that. So I have the two hands. No, so feel like now, but I can do things and I can show things, for instance, and I could show this and do a short about
Yeah.
that.
that's awesome.
Today
Yeah.
went by fast. 3 hours. I cannot believe I
Yes,
did.
Wow.
yes, three
It
hours.
did go by fast.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Crazy. Isn't
Well,
it?
I enjoyed very, very much.
Me too. I always enjoy playing with you guys.
Yes.
Yeah,
I want to
me
thank you
too.
guys so much again for coming and playing.
Yes. Thank you
And
for
I'm
having me.
sorry about the chat because
It's
we
okay.
talk between us and it's so good. So sometimes we don't pay attention to them.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hey, Sherry, welcome, welcome.
I
All
think the
right.
chat is hard when you have more than one
Thank you,
person.
Sherry. This is the second. This is my first.
That turned out so nice, Miriam.
That is so
Yeah,
cool.
that's so special. And
Hmm.
okay, it's good. It went for
I
the
just saw the
ugly
elephant.
face.
I didn't see the
Very
elephant
nice.
and the key. It looks good.
Yes, here is the
Yeah.
elephant. Here is the key. Here is a person. Here is another person. If you can see it.
Awesome. Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. Very, very
All
cool.
right.
This
All
is
right.
the kind of art that people tell me, oh, there is so much to see here.
That's very true. All right, Becca, making you big.
Uh-huh.
Thanks, Miriam.
Thanks,
Big
Miriam.
hugs.
Bye.
Bye. There's Becca's.
So this is a ink after all of these, because all of them you're not going to love. I found this one that I liked, and I just then used my. So this is ink, alcohol ink, and I then use my ink from ink pens, and I did some doodling on here, and I'll probably go with black or white. I'm not sure which color, and do with a micron. Probably my black, because I haven't found a good white pen that I like.
I really like the thick nose, but you guys, like you say, I think that it depends on where you are for how nice things work. Right?
Oh yeah, I bought probably 20 white pens, not all at once, but just trying. And so what I did on a stream is I was like, we're gonna find a white pen, and even with all those, I wasn't happy with any of them that I found.
Yeah.
And I, like the gel pen roll. Some people love these.
Yeah,
I like these. I like these in a 1.0. All the
Yeah.
other ones, they when you write them to me, it fades. And
Yeah.
that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a white line. So anyways, here's my heart with my doodles. And then I folded up some muslin and then I wet it with a sprayer. I should have took it out to the sink and really wet it. And then I just took the alcohol ink and I did the rainbow. I actually found indigo. I never find indigo. I actually have it specifically said indigo blue. So, or it didn't say blue, just the name. So I did the indigo, which was exciting because I usually skip indigo because I don't have it. And then I sprayed it more with water. I didn't spray it with alcohol. I sprayed it with water. And I just seen that I had this, when I just showed you guys, I have the alcohol blending solution. I could have probably dropped that on it to see what it worked, but I just used water. And I'm pretty impressed with how, this one definitely I like a lot. And then there's a couple other that I'm definitely going to use. Like this one, I like it, didn't blend all together, but that doesn't matter. It still has all the pretty colors on there. And then like that's one of the bottom ones again, though, how, oh, that's a heart.
It is.
This one, I don't really have anything on that one, but yeah, and the ink, is on both sides. So we'll look at that one. So, oh, look at that heart. It must be a heart day.
It must be a heart day.
Because there's another heart. And look at this. I'm digging that one.
Yeah. I like that purple one. It looks like somebody's smiling. No, go back. That one.
This one?
No, left. The one on the left.
This one?
Doesn't that look like a couple of eyes and a big smiley face?
This way.
No. The purple one. Right the way it is. There's a dark eye. I'm pointing. You can't see. Yes. It's got the two dark eyes. And then it's got a little nose and a big smile. It almost looks like a puppy, like with a bandana on to me.
Yeah, right there. The little legs.
Yeah.
And there's the
Here we
floppy
go.
ear. There's the
Rorschach
floppy
test.
ear.
Another Rorschach test.
There we go.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, thank you so much for letting me create with you today.
Oh, I'm glad you came to play. I always love it when people come to play.
And I'll yell at Dana for getting lost in the bathroom. I don't know, guys. I'm just teasing. Dana and I are friends here and there. And look at, let's see. Oh, I forgot. I want to see what these look like on screen. So these are my baby wipes. And there's many times if they turn out really nice after wiping them, I sew on them. So let's see. Looks like I only used red here. So, but once they dry,
like a starburst almost there, like a sun rays.
Let's see. Sometimes there's, look at that green that got on there. I must have really had every color I used blended into a red color. It looks like. It
does.
Yeah. That didn't really give me much choice here. Oh, look at that one.
Yeah, but you can always reuse them in that, right?
Oh, I do. Oh, and I do. Yeah, especially since these don't have a lot of color. I'll probably just let them set them up here and I'll use them as wipes and get better color. Not better, but more color on them because I can't believe I used rainbow colors. Well, I guess I put them on here, but and I got it on my.
Yeah.
if there's not ink and paint on your tools, then you're not a real artist, and I'm sticking to it.
Well, I just laugh because I always look up at the screen and I'm going, what the hell is that? And it's spattered with paint so bad. And I'm going, is that on my camera? Yeah,
Oh, yeah, up on the camera. Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's a big, now looking at my camera, there's a big slop of white paint I must have splattered or something because it's right across the back side of the camera. I never noticed that. Yeah. I love this glass table. It's because it's a 5x7 piece of glass is what it is. And I cut on it and I just love it. I can wipe it up. I don't have to worry about, it's not that if you're an artist, really, you worry about your paint table being stained, but it just is, it's easy cleanup I can spray anything. I can spray alcohol on it. I can spray water on it. I can, I've used ammonia. Ammonia takes up ink. It stinks, but it cleans up your art space really nice.
Oh, definitely. Well, I just laugh because I think I'm on my third cutting mat and I glue on it and everything. And it's just, I wash it, but it just doesn't come clean like glass does. That's for sure.
Oh, I bought this at a yard sale, or I think online at Marketplace. I think it was $20 or $25, and it came with legs, but the legs are like just metal and it moved too much.
Right.
That was like 4 or 5 years ago. I remember it was when I was first streaming, and I decided no, and now it sits on top of an actual another white table, so that
Yeah.
it's nice and sturdy. And then I connect my camera is connected to the wall. It's a boom arm, and I can move it, which is nice. I can move it all over the place. And then also if you're scrubbing or something, the table's moving,
Right.
the camera doesn't move, which is nice.
Mine's hanging from the ceiling.
Smart. Yeah, that's a good
But
way
I mean,
too.
I can't zoom in or anything with it. I have to
Yeah.
look stuff up to show. Yeah.
Well, Beth used to, when I first started working, and probably most of us, I used to hang my camera on a roller, and also I had them taped together. I tell you, my knitting needles have come in handy so much. I've used these to make beads and everything. But I used to have my camera, I think, hooked to this, and then this was taped to the end was taped to a wooden roller, and I had that hanging over my and it was crazy, you know, because it's like you couldn't, and I had it held up with books. I had the end of it
Oh no.
stacked under books, and that's how I had it. Well, just recently, within the last few months, I learned that Beth was still using that type of camera holder. You know, she had it taped to so I sent her a boom arm for her to use so that she could move it and stuff. So I was like, you've been streaming for 5 years, girl. You know, so I sent it to her as a gift. So it does make a difference with your camera, you know, being able to move it out of your way, or not worrying about hitting it, you know.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Well, mine is on a piece of wood hanging from the ceiling, so it's probably a little bit lower than the top of my head. So like
that's pretty high up there that you have it then.
It is.
Do you sit or stand when you art?
I sit, but okay, Miriam. She goes, oh, what's the difference between a hard and a heart day? The tea. It is. True. Okay, Miriam, have a great dinner. If I'm doing something, I will put a stool up on my table and work closer to the camera, depending on what I'm doing. Like, if I'm showing how to paint trees or whatever, I'll do it closer so that it's easier for people to see.
Yeah.
But I mean, I probably should have been doing this up on the stool because it doesn't look like anything down on the table.
But I like watching people work, and then you can hold it up to show. But that's me. But I do. I like watching the creation, you know, the whole thing, not just the, you know, I like watching it come together.
Yeah. So, I mean, so sometimes I do stand and do things. I guess
when you're first starting a channel, you do whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
If you're thinking about starting your channel, you just do it. Just do one show. And don't be afraid of talking to yourself. I probably had a good 5 to 10 shows where I streamed 3 hours from the beginning. That was my, you know, and I would sit there for 3 hours by myself, and I would just talk, and I don't remember, but I am a talker. But if you're not a talker, that's okay. That would be your kind of people that you would attract. So just do it. Find a way to hook that camera, buy a, you know, $25, $30 camera, whatever you can afford.
Use your phone if you have to.
Yeah. And tape your phone to a you know, a cheap roller and go at it. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Do what Miriam, get yourself a little, you know, stand. I think this was $5. I think I found this one. And you know, just do it. Don't be afraid, and don't think, oh, you have to be a YouTuber to be, you know, just do it to be friends. Do it to make art. Do it, or
that's right. Do it for what
you know. I do it for me. Keep me out of depression. Oh, and I've noticed since I haven't been streaming as much, I'm in bed more. And of course that makes me hurt more because I'm not moving around.
Yeah, so exactly.
I have to get back to my YouTube channel. I'm just not using it enough.
Yeah, I use it for anxiety, you know, socialization, because I'm one of those. My anxiety is opposite to everybody else. I can go and speak in front of 100 people and not have a problem. Leave me home alone and watch me jitterbug
Really?
from being alone. So that's why I started my channel.
Mm-hmm.
More for socialization kind of thing.
Yep.
Also to inspire other people.
Yep.
And
Me too.
yeah,
For other people, and what I've learned is there's a lot of depressed, mainly women out there that are just needing, and that if they've come across my channel by, I'm sure some power sent them to me, because that I find that's what I found is most of the people that I hang out with on my channel need just that friend to hear, even if I'm just on the background, or
yeah, exactly. Just
Yes,
somebody
Sherry, it was. Sherry was my very first. She was the very first person that came into my channel. Yep, it was just Sherry and I for a very long time. Yep.
Very cool.
For weeks. Yep.
I'm meeting Sherry in person.
I forgot Sherry was here. Hello, Sherry. She stopped over here. I don't see her as much anymore. She's got, but that's okay. I still think of her as very special because she was the first one in my channel.
I find that I've been fluctuating different channels lately. That I'm on the search for something totally different.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think I was getting burnt out on my channel.
Yeah.
After 5 years, it was like I'm kind of burnt out and I need something else. And I want to get my sewing machine out, and that is my goal, to get my sewing machine out and start doing fiber. I've been saying it for 2 years that I want to work. I have tons of fabric. I have some great ideas. I bought that machine, so I could use it. I know that I have anxiety about using it because I know it's going to be different. I'm going to have to learn how to use a sewing machine. That's kind of embarrassing to me because I've known how to use a machine since I was little, but that was always using my foot and pedaling and, this whole, and, it's going to be different. And I'm not shy. I have anxiety over actually using it.
Right.
So,
have you tried it just with yourself?
Actually, my very first time trying it, I was online. I said, let's just do this. Let's do this. And because I think we were looking through a magazine and we seen a picture of a purse. I'll show it. I just showed it.
Hey, Barbara. Nice to see you.
It's probably with that dang bird that I'm looking for. Because I just showed it on my channel because I was talking about the exact, here it is. So we were looking, it might have been just sharing. Oh, and I found the bird. It was with it.
There you go. Okay, I'm making you big.
That's too funny. So here's my
lovely.
But I didn't make it. They were actually birds on there. But I took the beads and I used like different styles on this one. I like them. This one is the little seed beads. Those and this is what I'm working on, but I've kind of stopped for a little while and I'm doing the butterfly.
Oh, lovely. Lovely.
But I was online, and I don't know, Sherry might have been with me, but we were flipping through one of the magazines, one of the art magazines, and we seen a purse, and I was like, I can make that purse. And do you need a pattern? I was like, no, I don't need a pattern. And I cut this out of, I had this fabric. This is what I had at the time. I didn't have really much fabric. And this is what I cut out. It's out of upholstery fabric samples that I had. This is just a piece of, but and
that's a cute little bag.
Yeah, and I stuck this on there. And this is broken, so I was like, what am I gonna do? So I just stuck it on there with a good pen, and then I just made this little flap on it and do a little decorative stitch there, and put magnets in there to flip it together, and just made a little bag. I didn't line it or anything, but I finished it off the edges and
yeah.
But did this online. First time in sewing in over 12 years because I got injured almost 12 years ago and I probably hadn't sewn a few years before that because my machine wasn't stored. But these have been over the years falling apart. But yeah, so I have sewn. I did it right online.
But even just sewing that beaded fringe in the bottom, like that takes a bit of finagling because you can't get it inside the seam, right? Like
right. I could have did a little bit better on it, right? But
I mean, it looks great. It really looks great.
I was lucky that the fabric that it's on matched so it doesn't, if it was white or something, it'd probably really stick out. But
yeah, no, that's lovely.
Well, thank you. I mean, but that's kind of what I did with with sewing since, and you know, because I wanted a machine that I could use. So we found one with the button. I didn't even know, you know, I'd been out of the sewing world for so long. I didn't even know they had machines that you could use without your feet, you know, and then I
Yeah.
found one, and I was so excited that it had a go and stop. And I was like, oh my gosh. So we ordered it, and it sat for probably about a year. And I was like, Shannon's going to kill me if I don't pull this out and use it. So I pulled it out and I did, but that's my goal. I really do. I want, like you were saying, something different. Not that I want to get rid of all my paper art stuff. I just need to get out of a rut.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's like, you know, I feel like I'm in a rut. I think that's like, I brought a whole bunch of stuff home from the trip, and it's all paper art stuff to use.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like, I feel like doing something different. Doing the beading really helped. So, you know, I think I can be okay with the paper art again for a while because I did some of the beading. But yeah, I think that's have to keep it different, right? Have to play with other things. That's a lovely one.
Yeah, and I think that's what I did is I got stuck in the same kind of rut. So yeah, I think I'm going to. I mean, that's why I bring this, but then my hands started hurting, and
yeah,
so,
yeah. No, I
have
because you were saying, you know,
I don't have a lot of yardage, but I do have a lot of, those are mostly fat quarters, half yards, and probably up to a yard, a couple yards.
Yeah.
But those are all small pieces, you know, just enough to do art crafty, not really clothing. I do have some yardage for a couple dresses that I want to make.
Yeah.
But, look, I can even darn socks if I get really.
Yeah.
I don't know what those are called, but the darn socks. So
a darning palm. It's called a palm. POM.
A palm. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Got one of those sitting out. I don't know why.
I've got one too in the back 40.
And that's just, Linda, that's just what's up there on the wall. That's not in my closet. I mean, I'm not like some people. I know some people have amazing amount of fabric, but I have like one of those under the bed, flat, whatever those are called, and I have my fabric folded up in there. Again, it's I buy mostly under a yard because most of my thought process is things you can do with a fat quarter, things that you can do with a yard. You know, when you look up on the internet, what can I do with a yard of fabric? And they give you all this artsy kind of stuff. Kim, you already have 4,500 comments on the stream, and most of them are political. There must be a bot out there.
What?
The live streams.
Oh,
Barbara, thank you.
Oh no. 40 on this stream, almost all of them strange. Yeah, must be a bot. And I don't see a single one of them. Do you guys? Oh, I guess it would be the comments below.
I was going to go and see if I can.
Comments below?
See if I can find it. I don't know. Oh, I'm not seeing it either. I might give feedback. Hold on. No, I was able to get there. I don't see them. Huh. I don't even see one.
Yeah.
No, they seem to be real people. They just got off on pro and anti-political stuff. Maybe turn off comments till after it's uploaded or something. We don't see them. Are you sure? I'm not seeing them anywhere.
I'm looking.
I have it pulled up on YouTube, and I don't see any comments below. Wonder, I don't have my phone with me. Wonder if you have to be on your phone to see comments.
Know. I'm looking.
Oh, you can now do time stamping. I thought they got rid of that. I haven't looked on YouTube on my computer.
Just a sec. Okay. Sorry, we had a bit of
Huh.
I don't see any comments yet.
She says, that's really strange that you don't see them. Yeah. I mean, 4,500 comments, that just doesn't even seem possible.
Weird.
Uh-huh.
Weird. Um,
Well,
that's
interesting.
YouTube. I don't see it there. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is my sewing side, guys. I got to turn this silly light off. This is the sewing side of my.
Oh, make yourself big.
Okay, find the thing. Gotta find the cursor. This is the problem with the screens.
I lose mine too. Well, I just
Um,
found out that mine goes to sleep and I have to double click. I thought I just was losing it.
Okay. So this is the sewing side of my space.
I
That
love your organizational skills.
yeah, I know. That table is 2 yards by 1 yard,
Wow.
so I can do a quilt on it. But
Yeah.
all underneath is fabric, and all underneath all that other stuff on the sides there is fabric as well.
See, I'm
So-
like, I have the biggest smile. It's like I'm a kid in a candy store. That makes me so happy to see that. Yeah.
That's my sewing side. It's got a lot of other stuff there. See, I used to have pegboard, but the pegboard was on hinges, so it was like a book. And I had like 6 sheets of pegboard, and all that had to be taken down when the walls were taken down.
Okay.
So I've got bins and bags and boxes of all the stuff that was up on the pegboard that, yeah.
That you had hanging and stuff. Interesting.
Oh,
I know what you're talking about. I've seen that kind of storage system with the pegboards. And I always thought, boy, it would be nice if I had that kind of room to have something like that.
Well,
I have a pegboard. I'll show. I'm in like 100 square foot room or something. It's really small, but I have that pegboard. And I have to be careful. See, I can't reach high. I can only reach as high as my wheelchair will allow me to reach.
Right.
So I can't reach these. I have to use my grab stick to reach these.
Oh my,
So that, so it really isn't useful.
Yeah.
Everything that's up high are things that I cannot reach. Like the highest I can reach is the top of that, and I can't reach behind. I can just reach to the top of it. So I can barely reach the stuff on this shelf. And then I do like this. I keep these 12 by 12 plastic containers sideways, and I use them more as, so I can stack more and keep it separated. But yeah, most of my stuff is, because you think, oh, you have to think like maybe a 4-foot woman, I can only reach so high because of being in a wheelchair.
Right. Oh, thank you, Barbara. The way I did this
yeah, you just keep it, and then you're like, oh, I can't get to the back part of that because you packed stuff in front of it.
That too, right? That's crazy. The way I did this was I took a string and I laid a string down, and then I drew the inside where the string was.
Really good idea.
One of the videos I did for while I was away. So I just took a piece of yarn or whatever, and I kind of laid it flat and just filled in, traced where the string wasn't.
It's a good idea to make it.
Something different.
Yeah. Well, when I was learning, I was trying to figure out what it was, the nerd graphic art. And one of the people I watched said to use a penny. Put a penny down and you push the penny around. If you can't just let yourself go, like if you're one of those people that are, controlling.
Right.
Use a penny, put the penny down and push the penny across the page. And I thought that was quite interesting because, even though, and they said once you do it more and more, because you're still controlling. Even when you have that penny, you still, do the controlling. But they said the more and more you do that, the more and more you'll relax and that penny will flow and you'll make,
you'll be freer. And
yeah, I wish I knew who it was, but I was watching, I just did a search. It was like my very first time searching for it. And I just was watching it. And I didn't even pay attention at that time. I just clicked on the next one, watching it. And then I was like, well, what about that lady that let me try that. And then I realized what a good idea it was. But of course I didn't get her name, and I wish I would have, to be able to say, that's where I got the idea from. But she was like the teacher. Like I seen quite a few things I remember of her, if you look up on YouTube.
Right.
So
Right.
maybe you'd be able to find her or something. But yeah, I thought that was really interesting because she teaches what it's really used for, not just like a lot of us just do it for the, the abstract look,
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's one of like the Zentangles were originally done so that it helped you get into that certain mind frame so that you were relaxed. It's an anxiety relief. Right? Like,
and to me, Zentangling is stressful.
yeah, no,
I'd rather just call it doodling. And if it turns into maybe a Zentangle, oh, good. It looks cool.
right. Like you don't have to do an exact pattern or
Right.
whatever. You can just
I look at a Zentangle picture and I'm like, but then again, I'm bringing up the lady. She's on my mind, I guess. But Dana, when she does them without even thinking about it. She does some really. She doesn't even, I don't think, realize that she's doing Zentangling.
Yeah.
She's really pretty work.
Yeah, she does some beautiful stuff. But I mean, there again, everybody's got their own style.
Yeah,
But,
right.
I've done the veneer graphic one and played with it and whatever. And then I saw another lady who said, try this. And so I tried it. I really liked it because I really like that black white, that
Yeah, I do
can
too.
come in and instead of doodling in the colors, I could have doodled in the white, It's just something different.
How strange. That is bizarre. That's really bizarre, especially since you left the comment. Now that it's all gone, it had to have been some sort of
It had to be a glitch because I'm probably the least political person. Well, I can't say that.
Right.
I have some. Oh, I'm okay. I'm very opinionated, but I am not political.
Yeah. Right. You don't care if people listen and think the same as you, but you're going to say it because that's how you think. Kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of.
And that's kind of how I am. I'm going, I have people I'm going to stand by, but I'm not going to fight with you about it. I'm not, it's like vote for who you want to vote for. This is my opinion, and this is who I'm voting for. If you don't like me, then you don't like me.
Your comments out there in La La Land.
Barbara,
So you're going to
be getting some messages, Barbara, that no, you're on the wrong channel.
That's fun.
They'll be having word wars with you.
Actually, Barbara, we're probably shutting down because we've been on for 3.5 hours. And
yeah, it's time for me to run to the restroom and do
the
things need to be done.
Yep, I have to.
Gosh darn it, gotta adult.
Yeah, gotta do that adult stuff.
Yeah,
as much as we don't like to, sometimes we gotta do it.
Yeah.
So thanks for being here, everybody. Thanks everybody in the balcony, those who are here and chatting, and for anybody who's going to watch the replays. Thank you very much, Becca, for coming and playing. And Miriam too. Miriam's already gone. She went to have supper. So yeah. we have been streaming for 3.5 hours. We just kind of got carried away, and you know how it goes. You get lost in your own little world, and it's lovely, absolutely lovely. So thanks everybody for being here. Hugs to you all, and I will see you on Tuesday. We're doing some mark making, and
as they say, see you in the next stream.
Yeah, exactly. So thanks again, guys. Hugs to you all. See you soon. Bye now. Thanks, Becca. Thanks, Miriam.
Thanks, Kim.